Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories.
Shut up, Lester.
You live in sexual anarchy.
This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin Freakin.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol live. Oh my god, can't wait to hop in and destroy you, intellectual. Fucking come the fuck on. Apparently I'm crooked. Here, let me fix this off. What, you want to get in the Discord? Destroy me, intellectual. Man, I always love the confidence. If you want the Discord link is there. There's the phone number. There is a voice chat called Debate Freakin in the Discord. So hopefully we're going to get me versus Facebook Chud, I guess. Hopefully, if not, we will cover the news. We've got the renaming of the Lake of Ontario, the renaming of the Kennedy Center. Speaking of Kennedys, measles outbreak in Pennsylvania claims 2 lives. Right-wingers were going off yesterday about how it was 2 elderly people. Apparently one of them was an infant. Thanks, anti-vaxxers. Speaking of anti-vaxxers, RFK Jr. said a trip to Somalia that he made had nothing to do with vaccines. Turns out a leaked document says that is a lie. Soldiers are saying they are being asked to break international law. This comes as CIA Director John Ratcliffe went on an international trip to Moscow, where he apparently asked Moscow not to share intelligence with Iran. A Georgia Senate candidate had a staffer that was apparently a full-on member of the KKK. This is the man challenging John Ossoff. We're going to hear from both of them. The Mike Collins campaign condemning the staffer. Ossoff calling Collins a bigot. A man took a guillotine to the Capitol. California man arrested taking a guillotine to the Library of Congress yesterday. I didn't know they could get you arrested. I thought it was just a peaceful tour. They had the gallows during January 6th. Ooh, he's saying let's debate. Okay, my friend, there's a voice channel. It's called Debate Freakin. Go ahead and pop into it. Oh, my bad. I might have had it turned off because last night we were doing a police chase. Phone lines are open now. Ooh, okay, here we go. Hey, friend. What's going on?
All right, so basically, I want you to explain to me what the difference between subjective and objective is.
Oh, you're that dude.
That dude, yeah. Yeah, you thought I was scared of you, you fucking retard? I'll wait.
Oh, you want to know the definition of objective?
Hurry up.
What he is taking issue with is I said that Dolly Parton was an objectively good person.
I'm sorry, repeat that again.
What you were I'm telling the chat what you were taking issue with is me saying that Dolly Parton was
fill 'em
objectively
in,
a good
buddy.
person.
Fill him in. I'll be quiet. Fill him in. Let him know.
Objective means expressing or dealing with facts or conditions as perceived without distortion by personal feelings, prejudices, or interpretations.
And that was objective or subjective? Which one was that again?
Objective. Expressing or dealing with facts or conditions as perceived without distortion by personal feelings, prejudices, or interpretations. Dolly Parton was an objectively good person.
Okay, so I proved to you. You can go on Google, you can go on any search engine right in your face. It's the easiest thing you can do, twiddle your thumbs, and you can look up people who do not hold that opinion. They have problems with Dolly Parton, so that would mean she is not objectively good. If one person doesn't hold that belief, that means you're wrong. You realize that, right?
Says who?
It's factual. What are you talking about? Thank you for proving you don't know what subjective or objective is. All right, so we're going to move on from that.
No, Dolly Parton was objectively a good person.
Is there any proof that there's such thing as postpartum depression?
Whoa, whoa. Back to objective.
You just proved you don't know what subjective or objective is. We're moving on. I'm debating you, brother. Now let's go.
How do I not know what objective is? Dolly Parton was objectively a good person. You can't prove that wrong.
Can you prove that live in front of all of us?
Yeah, she gave away hundreds of millions of dollars to help kids read.
Okay, so go ahead and type in Dolly Parton controversies, and you can find a litany of people who have problems with Dolly Parton. So I'm not entirely sure, like, what...
I don't think you know what objective means, my friend.
I don't think you do.
She was objectively a good person. She gave hundreds of millions of dollars to help kids read. That's objectively a good person.
That's your opinion. What moral...
No, that is objectively good. Giving hundreds of millions of dollars to help children read is objectively good.
I don't think so. I think that's a horrible thing to do. Now what? See where that conversation gets us? It gets us nowhere. You don't even know
it makes you look fucking stupid.
Means. You do not... Bro, are you retarded?
Giving hundreds of millions of dollars to help children read is objectively good. If you are disputing that statement, you're a fucking moron.
I don't think that's good. See where that gets us? See how it makes no logical sense saying that? That's what you're saying. So I could change that and say the same thing for Charlie Kirk. You realize that, right?
No, you couldn't.
Charlie Kirk gave millions to the black community.
He didn't.
So did Candace Owens.
No, she didn't.
You don't know how much people...
Neither of them.
In front of us live. Google it live in front of us.
Charlie Kirk has never given money to the black community.
He has literally put black children in college. Google it.
Sure thing.
You fucking Fruit Loop. You have no idea what
you're awful confident.
Objective even means. You people are nuts.
There is no evidence that Charlie Kirk put black students in college. None.
Let's move on, though. Let's move on. I'm done spanking you, baby. Let's go to the next one. Let's see. Okay, so...
Buddy, what you're doing is pigeon chess. You're fucking knocking the pieces off the board and acting like you won.
Give me proof that there's such thing as postpartum depression.
Do you know what the DSM is?
I'm just going to wait till you answer my questions.
Do you know what the DSM is?
Enlighten me.
The Diagnostic Statistic Manual of God. What does it mean? Hold on.
You do realize all psychology studies is pseudoscientific bullshit, right? There's no proof.
That's not true. The Diagnostic and Statistic Manual of Mental Disorders.
Bro, what is wrong with you? Do you guys live in the? You guys do not. You realize you don't live in the same world as everybody else, right? You guys live in La La Land.
I live in La La Land because I know what the Diagnostic Statistic, what's the Diagnostic and Statistic Manual of Mental Disorders is. That makes me.
That is not proof. That's circular reasoning. Can you tell? That's a circular argument.
I don't think you know what circular reasoning is.
Show me where I can, bro. Show us.
Circular reasoning is like saying the Bible is true because the Bible says so. That's circular reasoning.
Again. What proof is there that a person can get postpartum depression?
All of the research that exists on postpartum depression.
The research itself is pseudo-scientific bullshit. They admit it themselves.
Says who?
They admit it themselves.
No, they didn't. Who is they? Bro, you're an idiot.
You don't realize that the studies of the human brain are pseudoscience. You don't realize that.
They're not pseudoscience.
Why
No,
don't you Google it?
that
Why
is
don't you
not
Google
the
it?
definition of pseudoscience by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay, then
I actually
prove
mentioned
to
this
me-
yesterday.
Prove it to me then. Okay, so this is why it's circular. Prove to me then. Prove to me.
How I don't understand what you're wanting proof of exactly. That postpartum depression exists?
If I break my leg and I go to the doctor and they diagnose me with a broken leg, they can point to my leg and say that's what's broken and this is how we fix it. Where is any of that with the study of the human brain when it comes to these diagnoses?
You know, that's a great
Like
question.
postpartum
I'm not a
depression.
psychologist.
It is a
I'm
great
not
question
a
'cause they
biologist.
don't have an answer, buddy. It's pseudoscience, buddy.
That's not what pseudoscience means.
Holy shit. You have Google right in front of your live audience, all 4 people. Why don't you show them?
What pseudoscience means?
Holy shit.
Buddy, you look really dumb. Pseudoscience is the statements, beliefs, or practices that claim to be scientific but are inherently incompatible with the scientific method. No psychologist, throws out the scientific method.
You idiot. What's the scientific method, you idiot? It ignores the scientific method.
No, it doesn't. Like, you're just making assertions, like, without any kind of evidence whatsoever.
Bro, you're the one who's asserting things. You haven't shown any proof to any of your claims.
I haven't actually made any claims, my friend, other than Dolly Parton was objectively a good person, and we proved that.
Oh my God. So we want to go back to that?
I mean,
Adolf Hitler objectively a good person? I think
Dolly
Adolf
Parton-
Hitler was objectively good.
Well,
He did a lot for the German
That's
people. He
false.
helped create Israel. He sent all, you know.
he helped
Want me to
create
keep
Israel.
going? I think. Yeah, you don't know about that?
I mean, I know how Israel was created post World War II, but are you saying because Hitler killed 6 million Jews, Israel came to be, and that's good?
Yep. Science evolved to such a degree where look at how many advancements we have thanks to the Germans. Hitler did such a great thing for the world. See how stupid that sounds? I'm not actually a Hitler supporter, but you see how stupid that sounds?
How does that? Do you know what a false analogy is, you dumb shit?
Holy shit.
Me saying Dolly Parton was objectively a good
Not
person because she gave
everybody
hundreds of millions of dollars to help
considers
children
Dolly
read.
Not everybody considers Dolly Parton objectively good, just like not everybody would agree with me on Hitler, right?
But somebody not agreeing doesn't make it false. He was objectively good.
You are the one, okay, so that's why we need to go back to the beginning. You're the one who called us hypocrites.
Yes.
Why don't you pull up? Exactly, thank you. So how are we hypocritical? Can you explain how we're hypocritical?
Because you spent a year bashing people, like, not you specifically, but the right, bashing people for not lionizing Charlie Kirk. But if somebody was genuinely a good person like Dolly Parton, nobody has any qualms with him. Right-wingers kept saying that we were horrible people because we weren't lionizing Kirk. He was such a good person.
Charlie Kirk or Dolly Parton personally, like, or do you just know their online personas?
I mean, what would it matter?
Well, you're lambasting and dragging people's names through the mud like Charlie Kirk, who you don't even really know personally. You won't even do the due diligence. Hold on a second, clown. You haven't even done the due diligence to look up if he's done anything for the black community. You just make these statements.
I did look it up. You were full of shit.
Bro, do you want me to send you a link?
Please do. Please do. Please do. Put it in the Discord. Right. Show me what you're fucking talking about.
I will. But let's not let this sidetrack the let's not let this little meta conversation sidetrack us from
you proving your assertion.
I'm doing that right now, but let's continue with the conversation as I pull up the proof. So how are we hypocrites? Candace Owens, what's his name again? Charlie Kirk. Just ask AI. Fuck it.
Because the left or the right as a whole tried to call us horrible people. I've been today.
You are like you're proving it right now. You don't even know what objective is. You don't even know who Charlie Kirk was as a person.
I literally read you the definition of
what
objective.
Did Charlie Kirk do that was wrong, brother? What did he do that was wrong? Let's have a civil debate. Let's turn this more civil.
Absolutely. Well, you want me to start with
You have to have proof for these claims too, because I'll provide proof.
He sent 80 buses to January 6th to try to overturn the election.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
He sent 80 buses to January 6th to try to overturn the election. Literally an attack on this country. Yes.
But the capital is we the peoples. We own that.
You can't go and try to. Okay, do you know what the fake elector scheme was, right?
The fake electors, what?
Charlie Kirk sent 80 buses of people to the Capitol on January 6th. Their goal was to try to get Mike Pence to not certify the election so that Trump could assert that there were fake electors and send the election back to the states so that the majority of the states, which were Republican.
And what did Donald Trump say at that time when Pence refused to sign off on that? He called him a traitor, right?
Called him a traitor.
He'll go down as one of the worst. He'll go down as one of the worst people in politics.
So Mike Pence is a traitor for following the Constitution, is what you said.
I'm sorry. Was the election not stolen?
No.
I mean, we can agree to disagree on the election.
No, we can't because there are like 80 court cases. I watched the court cases, and every fucking one got laughed out of court.
All right, buddy. So
you have no evidence that the election was stolen.
Democrats bring in. I have personal proof. Actually, I went.
No, you don't.
I live in Ilhan Omar's district, and I was not ID'd when I voted in the 2020 election. Neither was my grandfather or my great aunt.
Okay, and
you didn't. So how many voters do you think voted in that election?
Buddy, I'm from Kentucky. I never had to show ID. We just had to write in our signature.
And you don't see a problem with that? You don't. So
because you have to prove who you are when you register.
That's a secure election to you?
Okay, so now you have no evidence. You're just like, oh, I didn't have to show an ID when I voted, as if that matters. You have to prove who you are when you register.
Fake mail-in ballots with people who are deceased.
Buddy, there were no fake mail-in ballots of people that were deceased.
Burning and skimming ballots after the poll stations closed.
You're just naming off conspiracy theories that are debunked.
In the news.
I do the news every day, and I can tell you, like, the people that were dead that voted, they were alive when they cast their ballots through the mail.
If you're a logical person, why doesn't any of this weird anomalies, why don't any of these weird anomalies happen on elections where the Republicans win? Why is it always something suspicious?
There's weird anomalies and weird anomalies. I don't know what you're calling weird anomalies, but I cover elections. There's constantly shit going on.
Then why don't the Democrats post that all over the news?
I don't know what you're saying. We have secure. Okay, first of all, do you know why we have a decentralized election?
You know what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to logically get you to understand that your side does not live in reality. You guys
I'm trained in logic, and you are actually committing logical fallacies.
We have 100 million people that live in this country that should not be here, and they vote in our elections.
They don't.
How is that not a stolen? Yeah, there's 100 million probably at the max. Yeah.
Straight out of your ass, brother.
Maybe not anymore after Trump deported some of them, but yeah, 100%.
There never were. You're just making up dumb shit.
There never were. Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, I can do exactly what you've been doing this whole time is just, make claims without providing any...
That's what you've been doing, yes.
But you've been doing too.
What if I made a claim that you dispute? What claim have I made
Dolly
that you
Parton
was an objectively a good person, and I backed that up.
We are hypocrites. We are hypocrites for.
You are
I
hypocrites.
Still don't understand how. Can you pull up the thread? Can you pull up our thread for the live audience?
The meme that I posted said, Dolly Parton proves that when a celebrity dies. Fuck. How did
Charlie Kirk was never a celebrity? Charlie Kirk wasn't a celebrity.
I don't.
So you're wrong already.
You clearly don't know what celebrity means.
Our definitions can be different. So.
No, definitions are not.
Just like how I objectively like Hitler, and you apparently. So was Hitler objectively good?
The state of being celebrated, fame, a famous or celebrated person. That's celebrity.
Oh man.
How was Charlie Kirk not a celebrity?
I don't think anybody and their mom would. If you asked anybody, a normal person in life, who Charlie Kirk was, nobody would say a celebrity. I can't think of one person. But this is another meta conversation you're trying to like get out.
Celebrity just means a famous person.
Go back to the subject at hand here. I want to hear why we're hypocrites for what it makes no logical sense.
You keep saying logical, but I don't think you know about logic. So let me pull up the meme that you got all butthurt about.
In the thread,
so that I can get it right. What it said.
The meme didn't make me butthurt.
Apparently it did. Straight. You've been ranting for days now.
Listen, moron. Listen. Someone else posted a screenshot of your meme, and I went ahead and I called you out and I said, "Let's hear your excuse for it."
So here's what it said.
Shut up.
Okay, here.
Shut up.
Okay, here's the. Don't tell me to shut up.
The excuse of the meme is why I am upset.
Okay, well, here, let me explain. Here's the meme. See how respectfully people react to a celebrity death when the celebrity was actually a good person.
And I said, and what did I say?
I have no idea. Go ahead, say what you said. What's your response to that?
And I said, can you explain the meme? That's what I said. And then you
see how respectfully people react to a celebrity death when the celebrity was actually a good person. People reacted incredibly respectfully to Dolly Parton's death because she was a good person.
I'm not watching your stream. So I'm gonna have to pull it up myself and go through it.
Okay. Oh, I just read you what the meme said. Now, why do you have a problem with that?
Holy shit. I told you, brother. I don't have a problem with the meme. I have a problem with your justification for posting the meme. That's what this whole thing is about. The hypocrisy statement you made. You made a claim.
Yeah, I think right-wingers are hypocrites for trying to get us to lionize a piece of shit.
Do you know what hypocrisy means?
You want me to pull up the definition? I mean, you seem to not know the definition of words.
Please do.
A feigning to be what one is not or believe what one does not. Behavior that contradicts what one claims to believe or feel.
So where's the contradiction? Where's the contradiction? What are we contradicting within our beliefs? Where's the hypocrisy? It makes no logical sense on the surface. Only an idiot would have to understand it, and an idiot probably wouldn't even understand it because.
Well, I mean, I can't attribute like the entire right wing to you. I don't know what your personal beliefs are. But as a whole, the right wing
objective means that there's a foundation of beliefs. Like what part don't you? It's not what you feel. You realize that, right?
Yes, and Dolly Parton was objectively a good person because she gave hundreds of millions of dollars to teach kids to read.
That's how you feel, dummy. That's how you feel. That's not a fucking fact. What if you're somebody who thinks that was a bad thing to do, dummy? What if you're somebody who's in a mat? What if everybody in the world Shut up.
Who would think that it's a bad thing to teach children to read?
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Can you stop? Don't load up and
how can it be a bad thing to teach children to read?
Don't load up and answer before I ask the question. Listen to my words. Then
you're fucking stupid, man. Idiot. How is it bad to teach children to read?
It isn't, but what if I did say it was bad?
Well, then
You
you
have a
have no
response
point
to
then.
that.
It was an objectively good thing that she did. So I was correct.
Personally, yeah, only an idiot would think that teaching a kid to read would be only an idiot would think if it Are you what how like this is I can't even respond. You're so dumb. I can't even respond. You're so fucking dumb.
You're trying to
I don't
tell me
even know
that
where to
Dolly
go.
Parton wasn't an objectively good person and you're flailing.
I'm not trying to say that. I do like
You
Dolly
are.
Parton as a person. What?
She was an objectively good
I'm
person.
showing you. No, there's nobody in the world that was objectively good. Do you not realize that?
Dolly Parton was, yes.
You're a troll, aren't you?
I mean, my show is called The Troll Patrol, but how am I trolling you?
I get it now. I get it now. I get it now.
Brother, you're the
How
one
is
trying
this
to
helping your
argue that
side?
teaching
How is this
children to
teaching
read
the
isn't
right?
a good
If your
thing.
whole goal is to destroy the right and get back at Charlie Kirk and shit, this is a joke. This is not.
My goal is actually to educate people. If you were to watch this show, you would realize that you would be far more informed watching me than ever watching Charlie Kirk.
Then let's restart. Let's restart then. How about this? I'm going to talk to you like you're a fucking retard because that's what you are. I want you to
How am I a retard?
very slowly, please, slowly explain to me how somebody, it doesn't matter if it's Dolly Parton, it doesn't matter if it's Gandhi. Please explain to me in your logic.
Well,
how
Gandhi
somebody-
wasn't a good person. He slept with
I haven't
kids.
even-
It was
why are you always
weird.
loading up a question? Can you just shut up and let me ask the question?
That's a weird thing to say when you won't shut the fuck up. What's your question?
Explain to me how somebody can be objectively good. Explain it.
By donating hundreds of millions of dollars to teach children to read. That is an objectively good thing to do.
That's something that's a feeling.
No, it's not. You even agreed. Teaching children to read. Giving hundreds of millions of dollars.
Now I don't.
Well, then you're fucking stupid. I don't know what to tell you. It is an objectively good thing to give hundreds
That's
of
not a
millions of dollars
logical
to teach
response.
children to read.
I'll say it again, brother. Yeah, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
You keep
Respond
saying that because
with
you've got
logic,
nothing to
bro.
say. You keep making appeals to logic, but you have no goddamn idea what logic is.
So are you smarter than Chat GPT?
Absolutely. ChatGPT is just a fucking tool, man. It's a learning module. It's gonna
What kind of
one.
tool?
It's gonna
What
tell
kind of
you what
tool?
you want to hear. I have critical thinking skills. ChatGPT doesn't.
So dude, you are cooked. You're cooked.
How? You keep being bereft of any kind of intellectual argument or any comeback, and then you're like a cook.
How about this? How is teaching kids to read objectively good? How is that objectively good? Don't ask me a question, answer the question. How is teaching kids to read objectively good? Doesn't matter if I agree with it or not, it's your claim. Tell me how it's objectively good. Fucking genius.
Because educating kids is a good thing.
To who?
Everyone, society, especially to the kids.
Okay, what if you're a society that doesn't like reading and you like an oral tradition and what about that?
Well, that's fucking stupid.
Do you think vaccines are objectively good?
Yes.
Okay, what's your opinion on the what are they called again? The fucking Mennonites, Amish. So are they bad people for not giving their kids vaccines?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I don't think the Mennonites
What if they have a
reject
different
vaccines.
belief system than you? What if
Don't
they
give a
know?
shit.
What if they have a secret knowledge you don't know?
They
What if
don't
they
have any
secret
secret
knowledge
knowledge.
you don't know?
That's stupid.
What?
Do you know how many fallacies you've
Bro, you have
committed,
a
you
secret
dumb
knowledge
fuck?
I don't know.
There's no such thing as secret knowledge.
Holy shit! How would you know though?
How you know?
Is Jesus real? Did Jesus exist?
Jesus was probably an amalgamation of multiple different messianic figures in the region.
Yeah, that's not a Christian. That's not a Christian belief, though. So
I'm not a fucking Christian.
okay, but Christ comes from Christianity. So the only
I'm talking about objective reality, history as we know it. Christ was Jesus. The figure known as Christ is a title. The figure known as Jesus was probably an amalgamation of multiple messianic figures.
probably though.
Yeah, we don't know. It was 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, I don't even know where we can go with this, dude. You're just a fucking moron.
Because I'm educated?
Why don't you go ahead and ask me questions to expose my stupidity then? Because
I think you've done a pretty good job, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what's a political issue you care about?
What's abortion?
Why do you care about abortion?
Because it's killing it's killed 1/3 of my generation.
It actually hasn't. All data shows that they aren't killing children; they're delaying. Okay, so a woman that has an abortion.
How many abortions?
Hold on.
Since 1980, you stupid bastard.
Hold on, man. Let me explain this to you and why you're fucking stupid. Abortion is a great issue for us to go down this road.
Is abortion objectively good?
All data, yes, abortion is objectively good. All data shows that women that have abortions go on to have children. Hold up, will you let me explain?
You just showed how you don't.
Will you let me explain? Because you're not.
You proved again you don't know what objective means, right?
Women who
Right.
Abortion objectively is good because it is health care that women need.
This is great content for my my new show. That I'm
My friend, will you let me explain it to you? Are you intellectually honest or are you intellectually dishonest?
I've been intellectually honest this whole entire time, dude.
Have you?
What's on recording?
You have tried to straw man me, you have tried to hasty generalization me, and now you're not letting me explain abortion.
No. I've tried to use examples to get to you to see how your logic is flawed.
Okay, so you don't know anything about logic. Let me explain abortion to you, and we can go somewhere from this. Okay, so hold on, let me fucking explain.
What gives you the right to explain abortion? You're not a woman. You don't have a uterus. Isn't that your guys' logic? You don't have any say if you don't have a vagina.
Well, I mean, if my say is that women should be able to make their own decision.
Why should I listen to you? Your side says
you don't want me to talk, do you?
These issues. Why should I listen to you?
I mean,
well, first of all, why should
you asked me the question.
No, you asked me what my.
So would you like to hear the answer?
Politically, and I mentioned.
And you said abortion, so let's talk about abortion.
Yeah.
You said it eliminated a third of your generation, but that's just not true because all data shows. Buddy, let me finish. All data shows that's not true because women that have abortions go on to have children at the normal rate. So what they're doing is when a woman has an abortion, they're just delaying pregnancy. They go on to have that child that they would have had anyway later when they're more prepared.
So a form of contraception is what you're saying.
Sometimes.
Women are basically using it.
Here's the thing.
So hold on, buddy. Hold on. Why are they delaying pregnancy? Why not just have the kid and give it up for adoption? Why kill the baby?
Well, first of all.
First of all,
buddy.
Not every pregnancy.
Buddy, let me fucking explain.
In fact, women get hotter sometimes when after they have a kid. They get a bigger ass, bigger titties, bigger nipples. It's hot, actually. It's pretty nice. You wouldn't know, though.
Fuck. Man, you sound like you haven't even had your balls drop and you're talking to a real fucking man. What the fuck?
That high testosterone. It's that high testosterone.
You sound like this and you think you have high testosterone.
Bro, you sound like Pinky and the Brain.
I do?
You sound like Wallace and Gromit.
Okay, do you want me to explain abortion to you, or do you just want to act like a self-righteous prick?
I'm just waiting to hear why I'm wrong when I know I'm looking at I want me to read the statistics.
Well, I just explained to you that women that have abortions go on to have children at the usual rate that women do. So there was no 1/3 of your generation that died.
That's not disproving the 1/3 statistic that I've already stated. That's not disproving anything. That's just
it is.
That's not giving a reason why there's 80 million abortions since 1980. That's not giving a reason why.
Yeah, it is.
You're telling us why. Holy shit.
I'm not understanding what you're trying to say here, my friend. Abortion is bad.
73 million.
Why?
Listen, I said 1/3 of the abortions. I said 1/3 of my generation has been aborted. You said that's not true.
It's
And you
not.
said- and I said, and your reasoning was because women are using it as a form of contraception? How does that logically make sense?
No. Women are having the same amount of kids, abortion or not. So there's no eliminating a third of your generation. Had a woman not had an abortion, they probably wouldn't have the kid that they
So why
had
do we have
later.
holy shit.
Well, I mean, that's what the data says. I'm sorry you're ignorant to it.
So you're telling me that there's not a crisis in North Korea, South Korea, Japan, and in America with people not having children. You're saying that that's a completely false, made up rumor?
Why is that a crisis?
That we're not having babies? How are we gonna? So you don't like you? Are you? What is it? Anti-natalist? What are you against humans? Human?
No, I'm
flourishment?
pro-freedom. I don't give a shit whether people have children or not. I'm 42. I'm never gonna have children.
Do you realize the freedom, the mindless? You know, freedom. Do you believe in duties?
Duties?
Yeah. Do you believe in duties? Like as a
Like
man,
charges
you
on
have a
things,
inherent-
goods coming over a
like
border?
like as a man, you have an inherent duty to protect women and children, provide for the family.
Well, as a man, I'm protecting women by trying to protect their right to an abortion so that they don't die during childbirth.
So
They aren't forced to be.
Listen to me, buddy. Listen to me, buddy. Women's duties are to have children and procreate and nurture and love. And
Oh, so
not
you think
to
women are
be
just your broodmare and they're not independent thinkers?
Absolutely not. When the fuck did I say that?
And you just did. You said women's duty
talking
was to
about
have children.
duties.
You're
I'm
treating them like
talking
a
about duties. So is my duty
broodmare.
only so is my duty to just be a slave to women and children? Like
I
I
don't
claim.
think you have a duty.
Then where do our rights come from?
What do you mean? Where do our rights come from?
Well, let's see here.
What
In
right?
order for women to have kids, they must be protected, right?
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
Holy shit, bro.
Protected from what? I mean, the biggest threat to women is men. That's why they pick the bear.
We grant rights to people who have duties. Duties like having babies, working on infrastructure, creating a society. We have duties as people, and we provide laws that protect people.
We have duties every morning when we wake up and have a bowel movement.
Who's protecting you and also causing you to not have a bowel movement? There's no
Protecting me?
causing
What are
to
you
have a bowel
talking
movement.
about?
Bro? We're talking about women and having babies. You said that they have a right to have abortions, right? That you
Yeah.
think they should have a right to
They have a right to not be pregnant if they don't want to be pregnant. Yes. See, a lot of men use abortion as a way
why I
to be able to
asked
control women.
Holy shit. Where does the control... Man. It's like talking to a fucking dog.
Man, it's hilarious that you're unable to formulate an intelligent argument and you just keep trying to insult me.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know how to formulate a sentence for you to comprehend. I don't know how to stoop I can't physically... It's mine.
You're talking about some
can't go
duty
down your
or
level.
something. Who assigned this duty to me?
You said women have rights. What is a right?
Yes, a woman has a right to her own body to be able to not be pregnant if she doesn't want to be pregnant.
Who
The
gives
right
her
to
that
health
right?
care.
Who gives her that right, bro? Who gives her that
By the
right?
Constitution.
No, men do. People. Humans give her that right.
Ooh. I mean,
So if
aren't
women are
they
not having
human?
kids, if women are not having kids,
So you don't think women are
possibly-
humans?
What?
You
What?
just said humans give women that right, excluding them from the whole. So you don't think
Islamic
women are human?
Bro, if you look
Islam.
at I'm gonna do an illogical example of how you're stupid. All right.
Oh, so you're gonna do a false
Islam.
analogy, which is the logical fallacy.
Shit, bro. Holy shit. I'm trying to get you to understand
Islam doesn't have anything to do with this.
I'm trying. It doesn't. You're right. It doesn't. It's an analogy. That's what I'm trying to bring up, an analogy, so you can comprehend the words I'm saying, but you're too dumb.
This is great. I'm too dumb.
Shit.
Go on, make your analogy.
We give women rights because of what?
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
You think the Constitution is like a living entity that gives rights? That's what, literally.
It is a living document.
Right? Holy shit.
Do you know what living document means?
I would concede and call it divine in nature to some extent, you know, like, but not the same reason you would. But that's kind of
What the fuck
funny.
are you talking about?
But you said it was a living document. You
Yeah.
said it was a living document, and I agreed. And I said that, you know, I would agree that it's divine in some nature, but
No, that is not what living document means, and it is most certainly not divine.
I don't agree with your definition of living document either. So.
Living document just means we make changes to it.
Oh, so you mean literally? Oh, yeah, I would agree. It's amendable. Yeah, that's why it's so perfect, because the forefathers. How smart were the forefathers?
Oh, it is not perfect. Not
It's
very.
perfect. It's perfect. It's going to create Christian nationalism, which is going to completely save this country, 100%. 100%.
Christian nationalism. So the founders, who predominantly were deists, created Christian nationalism in their secular country.
I said they created Christian nationalism. I said it's going to lead to the creation of Christian. We're going to be a Christian nationalist country, thankfully.
Oh well, that's horrifying. That's what I want to. That's what I want to protect. I think we should be a secular, multiracial, multicultural.
I want to go back to duty absent rights. Can you Google the term duty absent rights?
No.
Maybe Google can clarify it for. Okay. All right.
Why don't you explain the concept to me?
I was this whole time, and you're too dumb to understand it. We give rights to people who have duties. Do you understand that or no?
Who is we?
Men.
Men.
You already said we can change the fucking document. It's a living document. We can change it. Men change it. Not the Constitution doesn't change itself, you fucking idiot. So someone has to change
Well, no,
it.
it takes
right?
2/3 of the states, or
Holy
ratifying
shit.
through
So
Congress,
men
and
and
totally
so
women
men and
involved in
change
that.
it. So men and women change it. You're such an idiot. So men and women change the Constitution, correct? All right. I don't know where does this get us? Do you see how you just go on to these meta conversations because you're so dumb you don't even understand what I'm saying?
I have no idea the point you're trying to make. No.
And we'll get there, but this is just like a
Please
typical
get there
lefty
because the
low
chat
IQ.
is bored with you.
Can you
Do you have anything to add to this conversation?
Yeah, duty absent rights. Do you know what that means?
Tell me. Please tell me.
Holy shit. Okay, I will explain it again. So you have a woman, right? Do you think that women have duties?
No.
Okay, you're not living in reality.
Do I think that women have
explain it
shits?
to you.
Is
I'll
that what you're
explain it to you.
saying?
I'll explain it to you. So every civilization in the world, right? Women procreate for them. If women did not exist, if people did not help them.
So you think women are just broodmares? That's what you're saying.
Holy shit, man.
That they are only here to bear children for men.
We're at this point because of abortion. Why are you straw manning my position? I have
We're at this point because of abortion.
Overarching position. This all has stemmed from the abortion conversation, you fucking idiot. Remember how I asked you about do women have the right to abort, and then I asked you what rights were, and that's where we got into this point about rights?
Yeah, I think people have a right to their own body, yes. And you're trying to come to some sort of...
Who affords them that right? Who affords them that right, you stupid bastard?
I mean,
Who
are
affords
you
them
talking
that
about
right?
natural rights? Because there are in philosophy, there's this thing called God-given rights.
Like I'm talking about physically right now, no metaphysical, no logical, nothing like, or it's all logic. But I'm saying is like,
Well, a lot of states have tried to take the right to abortion away from women, the right to their own bodies, and I find that fucking appalling.
that's solving the birth rate crisis, though.
What
That's
crisis,
helping
man?
solve it. Helping solve it. Sorry, it's not.
Why is it a
solve
why is it a crisis?
Heritage Americans at this rate will be extinct.
Heritage Americans?
Do you know the birth rate?
What the fuck
Heritage
does that mean?
Americans. People who
Heritage
have birth ties to the
Buddy, the
nation of-
human race is not going extinct anytime soon.
I'm talking about America.
Matter of fact, we continue.
Zimbabwe or
We
India? I'm
continue
talking about
to add to the
America. We're talking
population
about
every year.
America. We were talking about America this whole time. What the fuck is wrong with you? We've been talking about Charlie Kirk, fucking Dolly Parton. Nobody's ever brought up one other.
Bro, can you
country
stop
until
like
now, you
having the
stupid
self-righteous indignation and just have a conversation?
All right, let's have a conversation. I've been trying to this whole time, dude. Please explain to. Do you know what? Do you want to know what duty? Do you want to?
I have told
Understand
you,
the absent
you
rights.
you clearly want to tell me, so please tell me.
Well, the only way I can tell you is if I ask you questions. Do you believe that women?
No, it's apparently a term that has a definition. So what is your definition?
Even though, well, dude, definitions don't mean anything to you.
I'm the one that keeps looking up definitions and keeps showing you how wrong you are.
Okay, let's have a conversation about the abortion, dude. Please, can you provide evidence that the 1/3 statistic of my generation is false? Let's just go there.
I did. Women that have abortions go on to have children at the same rate every other woman does. So it's not that there were a third of the generation that wasn't born, they were just born later.
Right now, what you don't know the future?
What the fuck does that mean? Again, all statistics show that women that have abortions go on to have children at the same rate as everybody else. So there's no absence of a
1980,
generation.
So
Okay, cool. A woman had an
How
abortion
many
in
years is a
1980. She
generation?
ended up having the same amount of children that she would have had anyway. She might have just delayed a pregnancy for a few years till when she was financially ready, or when she was in a better relationship with a man, which I think should be their right.
okay, what are childbearing years to you?
Childbearing years?
Oh my God, you don't think there's a window of when a woman can have a child that's safe and effective and doesn't
I
hurt
don't
her
give
or
a
baby?
shit.
Oh my God, bro, the statistic. I'm gonna explain this
Why?
statistic for you.
Why do
okay?
you?
Stop,
Why do you?
stop.
Okay, you keep
Well, I
acting
thought we're
like
having a conversation.
brother. For why do women getting pregnant? Why does that have any fucking thing to do with you or your life?
Well, what do you
Whether
mean?
a woman gets pregnant
So-
or not, what does that have to do with you?
Bro, so in 3 generations, when there's only let's pretend there's only like 150,000 Americans left in the rest of the country.
150,000 Americans. That's never gonna happen.
Million, I meant to say million. You're right. Well, no, let's just say 150,000. That's more.
No. 50 years from now, there's gonna be fucking 500 million Americans or 600 million Americans.
If we keep going the route we're going, yes, eventually there will be a point where there's only 150,000 heritage Americans. 100%.
What do you mean heritage Americans?
If
mean
you were a
white
black
people?
person who gained, yeah, black and white, dumb fuck. Native Americans too. I'm also Native. I'm not even fully white. Bet you wouldn't know that though.
Okay, and I don't give a shit.
Yeah, just pointing out the facts. But anyway, so are you going to let's go back to the conversation. I don't know why you're getting all goofy. So
Am
the
I getting
statistic
goofy?
is since 1980,
You're going to
80
bring up the
million
same statistic that I've already shot down like multiple times.
I'm gonna explain why it doesn't. Dude, you don't even believe in childbearing years. You think that an 80-year-old woman can have birth that's just that's normal? Think she can have a normal birth? An
Does
80-year-old?
that have anything to do with what I said?
Bro, a generation is 20 to 30 years, according to Google. So from 1980, right, till now, are you understanding? Are you understanding? There's been 80 million abortions. In that time, you're claiming that the women have, dude, I'm explaining it to you. You're claiming that the women have babies later. I'm showing you that in the time frame of the statistic itself, you're wrong. Can you let me
you're
explain
triggered.
it fucking logically,
Brother.
you stupid idiot?
Well, you're not doing it logically. You're actually committing a logical fallacy. I keep saying that to you. You don't know logic. Again, all statistics show that women... Okay, so if a woman in 1980 had an abortion, she might have been 19 at the time. She ended up having 2 children, like most women do, in her late 20s and early 30s.
Right now, the current
you understand what I'm saying. She had the same amount of children she would have had absent that abortion. All the statistics show that. So there's not a missing generation.
Let's see. Let's see what year the cutoff is for the youngest person in this generation.
Buddy, you did not understand what I said, did you?
1997.
Oh, yeah.
Are you there?
I don't understand the point you're trying to make. Women who have abortions go on to have the same amount of children. You get that, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is if they hadn't had the abortion in 1980, they probably wouldn't have had the child that they had a couple of years later.
The abortions have already happened. Having babies later doesn't change the fucking what you did now. What you did. It doesn't like this.
You're not. There's not less children out there. Women are having the same amount of children they would have had normally.
So you're literally gonna tell me that So you're telling me right now, the babies,
women who have abortions have the same amount of children.
You're telling me we wouldn't have more people around if we didn't abort 80 million people?
Yes, I am telling you, if those 80 million abortions hadn't happened, the other babies that those women's had wouldn't have happened.
We're at a negative. The birth rate is worse than before 1980.
Why do you give a worse? Why do you give if the birth rate is down? Why is that worse? You keep
because we won't have a civilization. We won't have a civilization.
Bro, we're at like 8 billion people. There is no chance that there's not going to be a civilization.
Again, you stupid fuck. We're talking about America. Can you point to where we started talking about other countries? Please provide me that in this discussion so I can get back on track.
The population of America continues to grow.
What?
The population of America continues to grow.
I only give a fuck about Americans.
I don't understand what you mean by Americans. Like you care about the birth rate of Americans. You don't know what an American is? I know exactly what an American is. Someone who is a citizen of the American. But why is that a concern of yours?
You don't want your fucking family in general. You don't want you want all this to be in vain. All this will mean nothing if all of a sudden another civilization comes and wipes us off the earth. All our advancements, everything means nothing. You think that's okay? You think that's normal? You don't want to preserve your identity and nation's history and all the trials and tribulations we've been through as a people group, as a fucking whole, conquering slavery, beating the fucking Axis powers, the Civil War, the fucking Boston Tea Party, all these amazing defeats. You want it all just to be washed away in the annals of history? You stupid bitch. You have no want to preserve any of it?
No, I think what you're saying is fucking retarded.
Let me ask you this. Did white Christians end slavery in the modern era? Yes or no?
So there were Christian abolitionists, but no, not as a... It wasn't exclusively Christians,
Provide me what country ended slavery, bitch. You fucking idiot.
What are you talking about? Like, multiple countries ended slavery before we did, like Britain.
I didn't say we did. I said what. I asked you what country. So I think it was Britain, actually. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So all that history goes away. All that history goes away. We'll never know who.
How would history go away?
We'll never know who ended the slave trade. Yep. That's an amazing history I want my kids to live in. What an idiot. What a fucking idiot. You know,
This is
all these
hilarious.
rules-
You think all of
This is
civilization
exactly-
is
so
going to
you
go
want-
away?
You want another Egypt? You want another Egypt? You want another fucking civilization that has been completely taken away by history, and that's what's going to happen in the U.S.
You think Egypt's
If-
history
if
was
we-
taken
if
away?
we-
What are you talking
If
about?
we keep, dude, the ancient dynastic Egyptian civilization does not exist anymore in the modern day. I'm saying we can look at Egypt and we're in wonder and how they did this back then. We're gonna look at our country in
brother, do you
100
know
years,
that,
we're
like,
gonna-
we're
Dude, shut the fuck
I am
up.
close.
In 100 years, when we're gone and there's only remnants of the U.S., people are gonna be like, God, I wonder what happened. And it's gonna be because of people like you.
Gone and only remnants of the U.S. What are you fucking talking about?
Oh my God, dude. If women and Americans don't put...
If women have the right to
treat-
abortion, then all of a sudden civilization is going to end. That's a wild, wild,
I said it's partial
slippery
reason.
slope
I never
argument.
said- Never
Okay,
said it
they
was-
they have redeemed hang up on you like 50 times, and I've went through it because like I've enjoyed this because I'm some sort of masochist or something. But I've got the chat really fucking hates you, and seriously, we're not getting
Yeah,
anywhere.
'cause it's
You're
facts, bro.
You're
It's
too
facts,
stupid to have a conversation, brother. You have this belief
facts,
that
bro.
civilization is going to end if you give women freedom. It's hilarious.
Freedom, killing babies means they don't have you. Limiting
Buddy,
women's ability
buddy.
to, to kill babies is taking away their freedom.
Okay, here's what I'm going to leave
Is that what
you
you
with.
just said, you idiot?
Here in the United States, we have an appalling infant mortality rate, so why don't you focus on that before you start talking about
An
abortion?
appalling infant
Especially-
mortality rate. Bro,
Yes, look up the infant mortality
you are
rate.
okay with
These are
killing babies, you stupid
Hold
bitch.
on.
You literally are okay with
No,
killing
I am not okay
Stop
with killing
telling me to
babies.
worry
That's why I'm
about
bringing up the infant
infant
mortality
mortality.
rate.
Bro, an unborn, anything in the fetus growing in a woman is a baby.
No babies have been born, but like this is just us getting pedantic. No,
You're pedantic.
I care
Fuck.
about actual babies that have been born. These are women that had children that they wanted,
You don't
and
care
they have
about
died.
babies or
Women have
You
died
don't
in
care about women
childbirth
or
because
babies.
one. Apparently, you don't because I'm bringing up a real issue: the infant
What do you think
mortality rate,
happens to a
especially in the
woman's psyche
South,
after she has an
especially.
What do you
especially-
think happens to a woman's psyche after she has an abortion, after the baby was ripped apart in her womb and she was the one supposed to
Holy
protect it?
shit,
You think
brother!
that there's no lifelong negative effects that are going to happen to a woman, you stupid bitch?
All scientific evidence says
I'm gonna
that there are
reiterate,
more.
I'm gonna
brother.
I'm gonna reiterate the analysis.
So all scientific evidence shows that giving birth is far harder on a women's psychology than abortion is. I'm sorry, guys. You kept you redeemed the hang up like within 2 minutes of me talking to him, but that was wild. I mean, I don't know where to go. Like, if we give women the right to their own body, civilization is going to end. That's one of the wildest slippery slope arguments I have ever heard. Welcome in anyone that came in during that and didn't know what was going on. Parkour that brought in viewers that were chilling in a stream and came into a wild debate. T-Girl, Parkour, Gender Fluid, Flash, Terry, Lady B, Sports Cards, Holiday, my friend, good to see you. Big Ben, Byronic, Ooh-wee, That was crazy. Christy, welcome in. Christy, I think you were somewhat new here. You might have been taken aback by what was going on. Leslie, welcome in. Good to see you. I'm usually not very patient. You see me act like this predominantly because like I don't want to be too overbearing on my roomie. So I've probably had more patience with callers, so I'm not fucking yelling and upsetting people in the house. It's not so much me having patience, it's me just being in a situation where it's more conducive. Because believe me, if you've heard me take a call like 2 or 3 years ago, it's been dead. It's actually funny, when I had the debate with Destiny, one of the things was that I wanted to make sure that I didn't get hyper and start yelling over people. So I got incredibly stoned before the debate happened. And once I got on the panel with Destiny, it became very obvious that I should have been the more talkative, uptight, loud, fast-talking Justin as opposed to the high, laid-back Justin. I should have matched Destiny's energy. But hey, you live and you learn. I just not the guy that was on the call just now. I debated Destiny about 2 years ago? About this time 2 years ago. I was a replacement on a WIC panel. I'm retarded because you think letting women have abortions will lead to civilization collapsing. And that people have a duty to have kids or something. Man, that's why no woman will touch you. It is embarrassing. Yeah, that's the idiot you guys just heard in the Discord chat. Alright, you guys demanded news. Let's get to the news. Trump renaming. He's so thin-skinned that he has now renamed the Lake Ontario to Lake America because Doug Ford told him to kiss his ass.
And finally, I guess the purpose of this more than anything else is we're going to be changing the name of Lake Ontario, effective immediately, to Lake America. That's going to take place right now as I sign the order. Thank you. Okay.
I mean, just how is not every American embarrassed by this shit?
Okay. Thank you.
Too dumb to feel embarrassment.
And we filed all the necessary papers, documents, everything else. We notified all of the various people that we have to notify. So we've done everything that you have to do. And this is official, effective.
No, it's not.
Immediately. As you know, Canada's been ripping us off for a long time on trade, very sadly. Even the military, you know, we defend Canada for nothing. We don't get anything. They don't pay us to defend Canada, but we defend Canada. The lake change, Lake of America, was something I've been thinking about for a long time, actually. As you know, we took something called the Gulf of Mexico. We changed it, and now it's
still the Gulf of Mexico.
The Gulf of America. So if you think about it, we have a Gulf and we have a lake. Now all we need is an ocean. So maybe we'll have to change the name of the Atlantic and or the Pacific. Maybe we'll change them both.
Why are you so focused on doing things like this towards America's allies instead of doing things that...
Well, they haven't treated us well. The Canadian officials have treated us very badly. They're nasty people.
Canada has treated us very badly. Canada. That's hilarious. Speaking of renaming things, there was an emergency meeting of the board of the Kennedy Center earlier today.
Now, from that emergency hearing over the Kennedy Center, the hearing wrapped up less than an hour ago without a ruling.
Yeah, Sarah Robinson joining us live from the courthouse now. So, Sarah, really, this involves two issues: President Trump's name being added to the building and plans to close for renovations.
Yes, exactly right. And the federal judge, Casey Cooper, did not make a decision today on either one of those, either the potential renaming or the renovation and closing it for 2 years. Now, what was interesting today is that the DOJ was arguing that this is actually not a renaming, they said, but an acknowledgement, a recognition of what they claim President Trump has done for the performing arts venue over the past 9 months. Now, this is what they would want to add: the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts restored and renovated by President Donald J. Trump. Now, Ohio Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, who sits on the board, and her attorneys argue the administration is just trying to find some loophole to put President Trump's name back on the building. They say it still violates the essence of the court's earlier decision that the building is a memorial to President John F. Kennedy and only him. In May, Judge Cooper ruled that President Trump's name had been illegally added last year to the Kennedy Center and ordered it to be removed. The same judge also blocked a planned 2-year closure of the center that had been set to begin on July 5th. The Justice Department earlier this week also raised the possibility of demolition if the building cannot be restored. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick spoke about the restoration effort today, and after the hearing, Beatty said today was really about fighting for justice.
Just want to remind everybody that this man took his children to Pedophile Island. Openly admitted it. Took his children to Pedophile Island. Said it like that was somehow making it not that bad. He lied about going to Pedophile Island. Said he hadn't talked to Jeffrey Epstein since 2005 or 2006, whatever it was. And then when it came out that he actually had been to Pedophile Island multiple times, he's like, "Oh, I took my kids." Couldn't have been anything wrong with taking your kids to Pedophile Island.
Demolition is the papers that went in were basically saying if you don't renovate this building, right, if you just leave it be, that eventually is going to be the outcome. If you don't renovate a building, right, and things start falling off, it's going to close. And once it closes, you either put up the money to fix it or you don't.
And it's very childish. I mean, come on, this is the President of the United States saying, if I don't get...
What's John Oliver doing there?
Doing something unlawful, then I'm just going to come in and tear it down and make it some arena venue. We've seen what he's done in the most embarrassing ways to the White House. So that's another reason that we will continue to fight, because the American people are on our side.
The administration had planned to put President Trump's name, or at least move forward with that, on the building September 8th. But for now, that is on hold. Judge Cooper said the parties will remain in a temporary holding pattern while the case moves into discovery. So again, no final court decision tonight on the signage or the closure or that broader plan. Of course, we'll be sure to give you updates as we hear them. Reporting live in D.C. tonight, I'm Sarah Robinson, WUSA 9.
I did do the story earlier this week of he's wanting to rename an aircraft carrier that was to be named after a black soldier. They're going to stop the renaming of that or the naming of that aircraft carrier, and they're going to name it for Trump. Buddy, how am I scared of you? I let you talk for what, an hour? The chat is bored with you. They think you're fucking stupid. You couldn't make an intelligent argument. You're just like, wah, wah. Women have a duty to have kids. Wah, wah. Civilization is going to end. There's at least 34 people in here. Why would I debate Islam? I don't give a shit about Islam. I think all religion is stupid. I especially think you're stupid. Troops fighting against Iran say they are being asked to violate international law.
More and more American service members want out of the military, saying what they have seen in the last few months has challenged their moral beliefs. MS Now spoke to 5 such troops as part of new reporting out this morning. One was concerned the military blew up Iranian bridges that were not military targets. Another thinks the Pentagon is not doing enough to prevent civilian deaths. A man who runs a hotline to help service members be discharged, as contentious objectors say they have seen applications increase by 6 times their normal rate.
We talked to people who, were true believers, who joined out of a deep sense of duty and of service, and have gone through this profound, deep moral exploration of what they are capable of doing and what they have seen over the past, their lifetime, but also the past several years, and in particular, the actions with Southern Spirit and Epic Fury have caused them to completely change in their beliefs and what they're able to be part of.
MS Now is not identifying any of the troops because they are still waiting on a final decision on their application. The Defense Department did not respond to our request for comment. Priya Sridhar, Pentagon reporter for MS Now, is one of the reporters on this very important story. She joins us now. Priya, America has seen plenty of wars, even in the last 30 years. What is different now?
Well, Steph, I think it's the wars that the United States has decided to start over the last year, which is what makes this time period much different. I spoke to a service member who was deployed in support of Operation Epic Fury, which, of course, is the war on Iran. And this service member told me that they believe they were being ordered to target and blow up civilian infrastructure, which, of course, is a violation of international humanitarian law as defined by the Geneva Accords. And when the service member brought up those concerns several times with their chain of command, they were told that those bridges and other pieces of civilian infrastructure were dual use, which means they were being used for both civilian purposes but also military purposes, which, if true, would technically make them legal. I also spoke to 2 service members who were deployed in support of Operation Southern Spear, which, of course, is the military campaign that President Trump started last September, which led to 60 strikes on small vessels that were allegedly carrying narco-terrorists and drugs into the United States that led to the killing of 210 different people. The administration, of course, categorized those drug cartels as designated terrorist organizations.
Yes, I owe you a cat. Brother, what truth did you bring? Like, you just ranted like a lunatic. You're my father. I am definitely older than you. You're like some little punk ass bitch. Do you guys have a specific cat you want? There's a Maynard. FM Rennie USA, whatever the fuck your name is. I would very much recommend that you go back and watch the video. It'll be on YouTube. It's up on Facebook and everything. Go back and watch the video and notice how every time you're asked to respond to something, you're like, oh, you're a retard. Like, you had nothing to add to the conversation. You couldn't explain yourself. You couldn't make intelligent arguments. And the people in the chat actually enjoy getting the news. They like being informed, unlike you. So I do try to... I don't understand basic definitions, but I read you the definitions, and we proved it. I know exactly what objectively means. I know exactly what rights are. Again, Dolly Parton, objectively a good person. Your response to that was, people disagree. And I'm like, she gave hundreds of millions of dollars to help children read. And you're like, well, what if you think children reading is bad? Like, it was the dumbest fucking argument ever. Oh, shit. Oh, goddamn. So our CIA director, I still don't get it. No, I get it. I proved I know what objectively means and you don't, because you're just like, what if I feel like kids reading is bad? No, man. Kids reading is objectively good. Education is objectively good. Unfortunately, you have none, and that's why we have to put up with you. It's a sad world we live in that you're as fucking stupid as you are and you're as confident as you are about it, man. Rat-wingers are morons. Absolute fucking dumbasses. I did. You said a third of your generation had been aborted, and I'm like, women have children at the same rate, whether they have abortions or not. Women all have the same amount of kids, like 2.1 or 1.9, whatever it is. They're having the same amount of kids they would have had absent the abortion. I don't think you're smart enough to understand what I'm saying, so it's kind of fucking like talking to a brick wall. You don't understand why your point is wrong, and you think I'm too dumb to understand abortion bad. But no. I understand that abortion is healthcare. That abortion, while you like to paint it as killing a baby, is just a procedure to stop women from being pregnant when they don't want to be pregnant. And that they should have the right to do that. And that abortions that are done in the third trimester are always done for the life of the mother. And here, let me like fucking really make you mad. My girlfriend, when I was 19, had an abortion. Educating kids is objectively good. How am I supposed to prove that to you? You look so stupid, man. God damn.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
I can't prove that reading is good. It's one of those self-evident things that I don't feel like I have to prove. And I don't know how I would go about proving that anyway. What evidence would I present to you that kids being educated is good? Like, it's self-evident. Don't fucking time them out. Don't ban them or anything. We don't want them to get a bigger victim complex. Yes. Dolly being objectively good is self-evident, but I gave you a supporting argument. She spent hundreds of millions of dollars of her own money giving it to charity to teach children to read. Stop deleting his messages, Flash. Listen to your leader, dummies. What the fuck does that mean? I think you're really stupid, man. Can it read? CIA Director John Ratcliffe went to Russia. This apparently caused a big uproar, but we now know what the meeting was over, apparently.
Welcome back. We are learning new details about the potential purpose of CIA Director John Ratcliffe's secret trip to Moscow earlier this week. A U.S. official and an advisor to the Kremlin telling NBC News Director Ratcliffe met with Russia's top spy chief to ask that Moscow
What logical fallacy is it? What logical fallacy am I committing when I say Dolly Parton was objectively good? You keep talking about logic. What logical fallacy is it? Yeah, you are objectively stupid. That is true. Hey Flo, did I tell you good evening? There is no such thing as a subjectivist fallacy. Okay, Flash wants to see your skull shape. You can come back on. Oh, we'll Google it. It is the relativist fallacy, claiming something is true for one person but not for someone else, when in fact it is true for everyone, objective as demonstrated by empirical evidence. Yeah, how did I do that? So it'd be the opposite of a hasty generalization fallacy. It doesn't matter if you agree or not. And like you even said, donating hundreds of millions of dollars to help kids read is good. That is objectively a good thing. You look so fucking stupid. Yes, objective means fact. It is a fact that Dolly Parton was a good person. It was a fact that she gave hundreds of millions of dollars to help children read. Yes, Flash. Very good, very good. The Earth is objectively spherical, but there are people that still think it's flat. But it is an objective fact that the world is spherical. Great analogy.
Yo, can you hear me?
We can.
Oh, hang on, I got your stream up. All right, I'll turn my camera on in just 1 second. Let me finish this. So I got here. Can I read you something? Is that okay with you?
Whatever the fuck you want to do, man.
Okay, all right. Give me 1 second here. I haven't been on Twitch in years. I'm assuming there's a what is it called? Terms of service. I don't want to smoke on camera. Am I allowed to smoke?
I smoke on camera all the time, fucker.
Okay, all right. 1 second here.
Oh, we got a hype train going. We running a train.
I'm gonna read you this. Just give me 1 second here.
Yeah, we're all surprised you can read.
I don't think you guys are surprised I can read.
Oh no, we absolutely are. Is it an objective fact that the Earth is spherical?
Is it a what?
Is it an objective fact that the Earth is spherical?
I don't know.
You don't know if the Earth is spherical or not.
I technically do not know.
Yeah, you're a fucking moron then.
Hold on. It's not even part of the debate. Hold on. Definitely not a flat earther if that's what you're trying to say.
Well, that's what people are It's an objective fact that the Earth is spherical-ish.
That doesn't mean it's a fact to me, though. You do realize that, right? Just because you claim something to be a fact.
But it is a fact.
But what is it? Your definition of fact and my definition of fact might not align, because you're sitting here and saying that it's a fact that Dolly Parton is objective, right?
It is a fact that Dolly Parton was an objectively good person, and I proved it.
Okay, here. 1 second. I have a really good screenshot from a previous debate I had.
Yeah, you're the dude that kept posting like Reddit comments and fucking.
No single human being is objectively good in an absolute.
You're reading the AI thing that once again proved me right. Because it went on to go, but Dolly Parton has like the best case, and goes on to list all the objectively good things she did. Even your AI told you were wrong, dude.
Is that what you think it is? Oh, are you reading the? No, you're reading the Reddit post I sent you.
You quoted me an AI thing that absolutely said that no human is objectively good, blah blah blah, but Dolly Parton has the best case of anybody, or some shit like that.
But it didn't say she was, though.
She was objectively good. This is insane that you keep going around in circles with me on this, and to try to prove that I don't know what objective means.
Okay.
Because you're having to say that you believe in genocide or some shit. You think Hitler was good in order to try to prove me wrong.
No, I don't think that. I was using that as an analogy to get you to understand how other people who disagree with you, if people disagree, so just, you do realize if one person out of all the 7 billion of people in this world, if I disagree with you, just me, or if your mom disagrees
No. Again, the Earth is spherical. This is an objective fact. There are plenty of people that disagree.
Holy shit. Yeah.
It is an objective fact that Dolly Parton gave hundreds of millions of dollars of her own money to teach children to read. And that is objectively good.
Okay. Fine. I grant that. But what about the people who do not agree with the things she's done?
I don't give a shit. Why would I give a shit? She was objectively good.
So in your opinion,
No, not in my opinion. She gave hundreds of millions of dollars to teach children to read. That's a fact. Objectively good, not an opinion.
Okay. But hold on here. What if I don't agree with you? Where does that get us? Do you see what I'm saying?
That means you don't agree with facts, just like a flat earther. You're doing a flat earth.
You're not even presenting any facts, though.
I did. She gave hundreds of millions of dollars to teach children to read. That's the fact.
That is an opinion.
That's not an opinion. That isn't a fact.
Oh, the fact that she did that, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's good. Can you prove to me that it's good? Do you understand that part of it?
Educating children is objectively good.
Dude, Anthony, my name is Anthony. Yes, I believe that could be objectively good, but is it objectively good?
Yes, it is objectively good.
Where can you point that that's true, though? Because what if I'm teaching an MK Ultra kid to read, and I'm eventually teaching him to read to go do some sort of heinous act? Is that still objectively
an MK Ultra kid? I thought you were going to get on camera. They wanted to see your fucking skull.
Bro, I'm not using analogies anymore with you. You don't even know what an analogy is. Just pretend I never said anything about MK Ultra.
Well, you keep using false analogies. You keep coming up with the dumbest shit.
Might be dumb, might not be. I don't know. But can you please show me where it's objectively a fact that it's good to teach kids to read?
Can you prove that it's not good to teach kids to read?
I'm not the one making the claim, dude. You are
self-evident that it is self-evident that children teaching it is
not self-evident. No, it is not.
How is education bad?
I'm not the one holding the belief that it's bad, dude. Do you understand?
But you're telling me that it's not objectively true.
I'm holding your feet to the fire. I'm showing you how you logically cannot prove any of your.
But you're committing logical fallacies.
Right now is about how you feel. You do not have any facts on your side.
Again, she gave hundreds of millions of dollars to teach children to read.
Brother, it's the same thing for me. I cannot tell you that to your face that Charlie Kirk was factually a objectively good person. That's not.
Yeah, you can't because he was objectively a bad person, and I can prove that.
That's not. Then prove it. Let's go there. Prove it.
He sent 80 buses to the Capitol on January 6th to try to overturn the election.
Good. I think he did a good thing there. So therefore,
because you're a fascist and you believe in bullshit. Because the 2020 election was objectively not stolen.
Nationalist. We've already went through that.
Yeah, that's a fascist.
Fascist. So a fascist would want homogeneity, or not? What is it called? Multiculturalism.
You don't seem to want multiculturalism.
The whole premise of my argument was heritage Americans, Native Americans, whites, and blacks all having kids, procreating, and keeping America alive. That's my whole precedent of my argument earlier. So why are you strawmanning my recorded argument on your stream?
I don't know what that means, heritage Americans. And why aren't you on camera, you dumb shit?
I forgot. I already defined heritage Americans. Anybody who has a birthright tied to the United States of America, meaning after the 14th Amendment, slaves got citizenship. Anybody who fought in the Civil War or against the British in the colonial, what is it called? I don't know, but yeah. Anybody who has historical ties to America, pretty much.
Okay, and?
Well, you asked. I'm answering your question.
I mean, you're saying you want multiculturalism while also calling yourself a Christian nationalist.
Yes, dude. Did you know? Well, first of all, Jesus was a Jew, and I'm Lebanese, part Arab. My last name is not even white. So I know a little bit about.
Okay.
Christianity, why what's wrong with Christianity? You say I'm a Christian nationalist and want multiculturalism. That where's the logical? How does that not?
Stop using the word logic. You have never been trained in logic. You do not know logical fallacies.
You still don't even understand.
You haven't gone on camera yet.
I will in 2 seconds. God damn, bro. I don't want to.
Brother, that's the whole reason they brought that they had me bring you back on was to look at your goddamn skull.
Give me literally 2 minutes now.
To look at your goddamn Nazi skull. That's the only reason I brought you back on.
All right, give me just 2 seconds. I will turn on my camera. I'm not a liar, so just give me 2 seconds. But keep going. What were we talking about?
How stupid you are.
Multiculturalism. Yeah, I don't want abortion. Abortion kills how many black people a year?
Again, kills nobody. It terminates a pregnancy.
Terminates what? What is a pregnancy?
I have to define pregnancy for you? It's the gestation period of a baby.
Yeah, that's not my definition of a pregnancy. So that's why we have to define these things, because we do not have the same. We do not live in the same universe.
A pregnancy is not the gestation period of a baby.
That's probably the scientific fucking version, but I'm not thinking too far into it.
I'll give you the actual Merriam-Webster definition.
Give it to me.
But I mean, like, what does that matter? Like, I don't get it. The quality of being pregnant, the condition of being pregnant, gestation.
Give me 1 second. You're gonna be surprised at how good looking I am, by the way.
Oh, we won't.
Dude, I'm Italian. Lebanese,
dude, you're a fucking moron.
French Canadian. I got the litany of great genetics, bro. Hold on a second. So
I know you're full of yourself and you think a lot of yourself, but you probably shouldn't.
All right, I finished.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a garbage man in Minneapolis.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, I'm down with the working man. We need garbage men.
Well, how much money do you make an hour?
I'm a motion graphics artist. Go look it up.
So you're a contractor?
Yeah, I run my own business.
Work out. That's good on you. Good on you. I'm not gonna hate on that. I think that's actually good. But
Well, I wasn't hating on you for being a trash man.
oh, it sounded like it. But anyway, I'm gonna turn my camera.
Yeah, we're all waiting.
Wow. Enable permissions. Hold on.
Apparently, Dylan in the YouTube chat thinks I am Jewish. Sorry, my friend. I am a Gentile from Appalachia.
Wait, there we go.
Oh my God! Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's what we were expecting. Take your hat off. Let's see the skull.
You do MMA?
Flash was wrong about the haircut, though.
What, he thought I didn't have hair?
No, he thought you were going to have a Nazi haircut.
Wow.
So again, you're a fucking Nazi.
Bro, I can't be a Nazi if I have an Arabian last name.
Oh, yeah, you can. And a Nazi is an authoritarian ethno-nationalist. It doesn't matter that you...
Who funds the current modern day version of the Nazis?
What?
Do you know that the Azov battalion wears the Swartasana that the Nazis wore?
I don't give a shit about Ukrainian Nazis, my friend.
I guarantee you, if I went on your social media, you were in support of Ukraine. I bet there's a Ukrainian.
No, I bet there's not.
You support Lindsay Clancy. You support everybody.
When have I ever supported Lindsay Clancy?
Aren't you defending her by saying she should be acquitted of murder because she?
I never said she should be acquitted of murder.
Doesn't the post? Aren't you suggesting it with the post though?
The post you were commenting on was just straight up testimony from the court.
I got a big Italian Nas. God damn. Fuck. Keep going though.
You're trying to straw man me.
No, well,
you responded to a thing where I said that she should be treated with compassion.
Didn't you? First of all, I didn't make any claims. I said you support Clancy. You supported Lindsay Clancy.
That's a claim. I've never had support. I wouldn't.
Clarifying question, but do you want to see my 4-bedroom?
No.
Do you want to see my 4-bedroom house that I live in?
I don't give a shit, dude. What?
Oh, okay. Anyway.
So you accused me of supporting Lindsay Clancy, and I didn't.
Asking a clarifying question. That's a straw man of what I just did. What I just asked you.
Was it?
I asked if I was right or wrong, and you said I was wrong.
No, you said I support. You said I wanted Clancy acquitted of murder, and maybe, I don't know.
And then I immediately rolled back my accusation. I'm just trying to get an idea of who you are as a person, so I can have a.
Someone with intelligence.
I don't want to say the L word, but I want to have an L discussion,
A what?
Illogical. You told me not to say logical. Like it was a bad.
Well, you don't know shit about logic.
You use that word. You have continuously misused the term objective.
No, I haven't.
Continuously.
We're back to this again. It is an objectively good thing to teach children to read. It is an objectively good thing to spend hundreds of millions of dollars giving it to charity.
Does Google agree with that statement?
I don't give a shit if Google agrees with that statement. You're going to ask AI again.
Is there a third party that we can bring in here? Because you're utterly wrong and you will not.
How am I wrong?
Because there's no way to objectively say whether Charlie Kirk or Dolly Parton was good or not. There's no you can't do it. It's not.
Charlie Kirk was objectively a bad person. Dolly Parton objectively a good person. Uh-huh.
Can you provide proof for these statements?
Yes, Dolly Parton gave hundreds of millions of dollars to charity to teach children to read. Charlie Kirk enriched himself using religion to attack others, taking money from billionaires in order to promote their agenda, to get people like you to vote against their best interest.
That's an action. That's not a fact. Those are things that happen. I'm asking.
That is supporting evidence for the two things.
Why is that bad that Charlie Kirk?
If Charlie Kirk had given hundreds of millions of dollars to teach children to read, I would think that he was an objectively good person. He didn't.
Why is it bad? No, listen. Why is it bad that he sent the busloads of people?
Because he was trying to overturn the election.
But what if some people think that's good? Doesn't that automatically...
It is an objective fact that the 2020 election wasn't stolen, so you're a fucking moron if you think that's good.
I didn't say that. Didn't say that right now. I didn't say that.
If you think Charlie Kirk sending buses to January 6th was a good thing, then you're completely ignorant of what is going on.
So do you realize that's an opinion of emotion?
Not an opinion. It is an objective fact that the 2020 election wasn't stolen.
So what you're showing me right now is facts, logic, reasoning, and doesn't actually matter with people like you. It's actually about how you feel. Is that correct?
No, it is an objective fact the 2020 election wasn't stolen. You're the one that's wanting to bring your feelings in.
You're the one who's mad. You're the dude.
I'm not mad.
Let's go back. Let's start all over. I'll just leave you another shot. Charlie Kirk, bad. Why?
Because he attacked the country, attacked the election, tried to nullify my vote for Joe Biden. He was part of the fake elector scheme to try to overturn the election.
Okay. Now, bear with me. Objective means that a fact means that it's unchanging. It doesn't matter what anybody's view is. A fact is a fact. It's like
yes, it is a fact that the 2020 election wasn't stolen.
Now, what I'm asking you, 1 + 1 = 2. That's a fact, correct?
Sure.
Like a fact has ground.
Buddy, get to your point.
Unchanging. So objective means based in fact.
Yes, we've gone over this. I read you the definition multiple times.
Showed me that what you're pointing at as a fact is actually an opinion, and other people can have differing opinions, meaning what you think
it's not an opinion.
It's not objective.
It is not an opinion that the 2020 election wasn't stolen. That is an objective fact. It's not an opinion that Charlie Kirk sent 80 buses to January 6th. That is an objective fact.
Your moral authority. Where do you get your moral authority, dude?
What moral authority?
What you determine is good or bad? What determines that for you? What
are you trying to pull some apologetics on me?
No. For example, I have a set of beliefs: don't murder, don't steal, don't cheat. Where does it come from? Jesus Christ. Where do your set of beliefs come from? Where do you?
Hey brother. You don't follow Jesus. Are you a Christian?
I'm Orthodox. Yeah. Do you want to see my liturgy and my Bible?
Okay, well, so Charlie Kirk used religion to attack others and enrich himself. Jesus said, rich men don't get into heaven. So Charlie Kirk, not in heaven right now.
That is actually not true at all.
It absolutely is.
Well, hold on. Maybe it might be true for you in the Orthodox view, because there's different interpretations of the Bible. So hold on. That might be true for some Christians.
Red letter in the Bible is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. That's Jesus' words. Straight quote.
You do realize you can read the Bible by yourself and come up with your own interpretation of it, just like I can, right?
Oh, cool. But I'm quoting you red letter, what Jesus said, straight up.
I understand, but we can interpret that differently, right?
No, you can't. There's no other interpretation to that. Rich men do not get into heaven.
The different denominations. You do realize not all Christians don't believe the same Bible. You realize that, right?
Straight up, Jesus said, red letter, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven. There's no debate there. It's very clear.
What does rich mean? Define rich.
Wealthy.
Okay.
People with money.
What I'm trying to understand.
Charlie Kirk was a multimillionaire.
You can let me ask.
And did he use his money to hold on? Did he use his money to help the poor, the sick, the incarcerated? No, he didn't. He used his money to attack marginalized groups. He did the exact opposite of what Jesus preached.
Can I level with you? I personally do not. I never liked Charlie Kirk. Can I tell you why?
Okay, cool.
Well, can I tell you why?
Well, then why have you been arguing with me about Charlie Kirk? Why'd you get triggered about a meme about Charlie Kirk?
Oh my God, dude. Well, can I explain without interrupting? You interrupting?
Go on.
I think that Kirk was a bad guy because I think he represents weak Christianity. I think he represents the Western version of Christianity. Like I told you, I'm Eastern Orthodox. My views come. We don't think our church reads the Bible and interprets it differently than Charlie Kirk's religion, he's a Protestant. For example, there's
okay. How can you interpret harder for a rich man or harder for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get in heaven? How is there a different interpretation?
I'll explain. That's not the only verse that talks about.
Oh no, it's not. I can throw you multiple verses about rich people.
No, I agree with you. But what my point is, despite that verse, in Orthodoxy, we believe that if you
give a shit what you believe. Once again, this is objective facts. Earth is spherical.
Well, can I tell you a different viewpoint? Can I just give you a different viewpoint really quick so we don't just make this an hour long? Orthodox Christians believe, let's pretend I got millions of dollars. If I actively give money to the community, actively helping people, actively doing Christ-like things with my money while also making money, there's nothing wrong with that. You can be rich as long as you're using the money for good. If you
that's weird that Jesus told the rich man to give everything he owned to the poor and follow him. Interesting. Didn't say keep some of your money. Didn't say keep some of your money, keep making money. No, give everything you own to the poor and follow me. Jesus was very fucking clear. He's also clear not to judge other people, to love everyone, to turn the other cheek, to welcome foreigners in your land. You sound like you don't follow the Bible.
Okay. I'm not going to be preaching the Bible by somebody who has no ability to understand.
Brother, I was raised in the church. I went to a Christian school. I studied the Bible in college, so don't try to pull that shit on me.
What denomination?
I was Southern Baptist.
Okay, so you're a heretic to me. You don't follow the true form of Christianity.
Brother, you don't follow the true form of Christianity. I am reading you red letters you don't fucking follow.
I'm telling you, you don't know how to interpret the Bible correctly without being a part of it.
How is there another way to interpret treat others as you would want to be treated and welcome foreigners into your land?
The Bible was never intended for men to just pick up and read and interpret on their own. They were always meant to be a part of a church, a clergy, and a community around them. It was never meant to be just, I'm going to pick it up and read this verse and, look.
That's a weird way to say, like, Jesus was lying. I'm quoting you, like, actual red letters.
There's nothing in Leviticus that allows homosexuality, but there are people who interpret it that way. Do you understand how that there's
apparently the Levitical law was talking about like child molestation?
And do you understand that there are different interpretations for the same?
Well, yeah, but I'm not talking about different interpretations of some crazy shit from the Old Testament. I'm telling you, red letter, Jesus said this.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
I'm an idiot because
you're not contending with the actual arguments you're even bringing up, bro. You don't even understand the arguments you're even bringing up. You're literally telling me, doesn't your Bible say this? I'm not. No. I'm Eastern Orthodox. I have a different interpretation. We don't believe the same thing, bucko.
So you don't believe Jesus' word? Well, I mean, I don't believe any of the bullshit, but I'm very well versed in the Bible. And I can tell you don't follow it.
How do we even get on the Bible again? Oh yeah, I wanted to ask your morality. It's funny how now you're digging into me. Where do you get your basis of morality, brother?
We come to it as a society.
So it means it can change with the
Yeah.
with the.
Yeah. I can give you examples from your Bible of how morality has changed.
So if tomorrow we all decided that it was okay to start sucking off little boys because
Brother, don't get me started on the fucking Jewish rabbis.
I'm talking about the semen warriors of Papua New Guinea. Actually, you know about the semen warriors of Papua New Guinea, brother?
Sure don't, but I know about the Orthodox rabbis in New York that have given multiple babies hepatitis because they love to suck off little kids.
I do know about
pretty
that.
Fucked up, isn't it?
It's called Metsiba Sebete, and I know very much about it and very much.
Yeah, fucking religious people are horrible.
Yeah, some of the fanatics are 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fanatic.
I'm not a fanatic. I'm actually very middle ground, and actually.
You just called yourself a Christian nationalist. What? Minutes ago? That's a fanatical.
What a Christian nationalist is. Would you want to know what my definition of a Christian nationalist is?
Please tell me your definition.
I am pushing for the ethics, Christian ethics. I'm pushing for Christian ethics in society, politics, and culture.
Cool.
I'm pushing for Christian norms.
Cool. I don't think you are. I think Christian norms are don't judge people unless ye be judged. Judgment is reserved for God alone. You're supposed to welcome foreigners into your land. You turn the other cheek.
Yes, you are.
Give everything you own to the poor.
Hold on there, straw manner. You should be bringing.
I didn't straw man anything.
Unless you should be bringing new neighbors into your land and treating them well, immigrants, if they're like-minded, if they're followers of Christ. But if
that's not what he said.
That's the whole point of the Bible. Bring people to Christ.
You shall not oppress a sojourner. You know the heart of a sojourner.
Bible. What is the Bible?
For you were sojourners in the land of Egypt.
Do you even know what the definition of the Bible is?
Definition of the Bible.
But Bible means bibliography. There's a lot of bibliographies out there, but you know why the Bible is special? Because it's the bibliography of Christ. Christ is the only prophet out of all the religions.
Do you notice how I keep quoting Jesus to you and you're like, no, not like that? All those things I said about not judging others, welcoming foreigners into your land, literal red letters from the Bible. And you don't follow it.
I don't know what I've said that makes you assume that I don't follow it. I agree with you on the...
You're very judgmental. You judged me multiple times. You called me numerous names. You don't treat others as you would want to be treated. You don't welcome foreigners in your land. You literally said you were a Christian nationalist.
You have no idea about the Bible. Can I explain?
I don't?
No, I'm going to explain to you something. And don't interrupt me because I'm going to school the shit out of you. If me and you, right, are sitting at a park, okay? And there's stop signs signages all around the park that say, slow down, there are kids, 25 mile per hour zone, right? And we see people flying through it going 60 miles per hour, right? And me and you point at that guy and say, hey, what the fuck is that guy doing? What an idiot. What a dumbass. You know, that's not judgment. That's pointing out what someone's doing is wrong.
No, it's absolutely judgment.
Not judgment.
You're supposed to turn the other cheek.
So if you no.
Yes.
Being invaded, but no. Prove to me that that's what the interpretation. That proved to me that's what Jesus was trying to relay to the readers and to the.
It's there in red letters. Literally the words "turn the other cheek." You have a judgment about somebody, turn the other cheek.
When you read law, if you go to
I think there's even a verse where they're like, if you slap someone, like give them the other cheek.
All right, all you did was repeat the same thing. I let you speak, now let me speak. If you were to go to a law, you go to a subsection, the law says something in fine print, right? But then it also has clarifying things under that law. You realize that, right? So you don't just cherry pick one verse and just be like, oh, that's what he meant. No, you read the whole entire thing. You realize that, right?
I didn't cherry pick. Well, there's like 28 verses about welcoming foreigners into your land in the New Testament.
What is turn?
I didn't cherry pick anything.
What does turn the other cheek mean to you, brother? Brother, what does it mean to you?
That instead of you getting upset, you should turn the other cheek. If you have something you want to say about me, you've got some bullshit that you want to say, you should just shut up and turn the other cheek. Treat others as you would want to be treated.
So you're saying that if someone's bullying somebody and the other person likes the bullying, let's just say someone likes getting beat up, it's a turn on for them. Should we allow it to happen?
No.
So I shouldn't just turn the other cheek then?
We're talking about judging people.
I shouldn't just
You're
turn
like,
the other
no, you
cheek.
should absolutely break up a fight. That's different.
What you don't understand analogies, bro. You do not understand.
I don't understand analogies. No, I'm accusing you of making false analogies.
People who are not Christians. This is the problem with people who are not Christians.
Again, I was raised in the church, went to a Christian school, I've had one of my preachers on this very show.
That doesn't mean you're a Christian.
I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in that bullshit. No, not at all.
You interrupted me.
But I know what the Bible says, and you don't fucking follow it.
Oh my god, dude. My brain.
Yeah, because you're a fucking idiot.
The only reason I'm doing this is because I'm planning on going out on the streets and debating people like you, but like I didn't know.
I wouldn't if I was you.
I didn't know how low I had to stoop myself to fucking get to your people's level.
What do you mean, how low?
You still have not told me what so listen. You are okay with mass abortion, 80 million people since 1980, because it's a version, or it's a contraception, basically. It's a way for women to delay pregnancy. You justified murder of 1/3 of my.
Okay, first of all, murder is a legal term. It means the unlawful taking of a life.
In a very state by state, correct?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so let's not get semantic.
But it's not murder. It's not murder. It's the termination of a pregnancy.
I'm the non-intellectual one. We're talking about. This is basically a moral issue. You can swing it any way you want, but this is Christians versus evil.
Okay. Oh no, you hold on.
And eventually, we're gonna take people like you and
hold on.
We're gonna gut you from throat to groin. We're gonna gut.
You're gonna gut me from throat to groin, and you think you're the moral person.
Yeah, Christians eventually, when we take our country back, we are, because we're sick of the.
See, you're a fascist.
Being whored out on OnlyFans. We're sick and tired of the 1/3 of abortion, 1/3 of my generation.
Brother, hold on.
It's disgusting. I'm sick of seeing brown people in my country who can't even speak English, have no job skills, have no ability.
See, you're a racist, brother. Okay,
racist?
Here's
I'm
the thing.
racist?
Let me explain to you why. Like, it's actually your position that's evil. Here you go again, man. It's your position that's evil, because let me tell you, like, what the laws against abortion have done. Two different instances I can give you. One in Florida, one in Texas.
I'm a bad guy.
A woman, yes, I'm going to tell you how you're a bad guy. Because of the laws that you Christian nationalists have passed, a woman, buddy, let me talk. A woman in Florida had to give birth to a child without a skull. She held her child in her arms as it died. It lived its short life in agony because she couldn't have an abortion because of the laws you passed. That's evil.
That sounds
another
like
woman, and these are true stories you can look up. Another woman in Texas was forced to give birth to a child that didn't have kidneys. She also had to hold the child as it died its short life in agony because of the laws you passed.
You know what my answer to that is? Abstinence. Don't have sex then.
We're talking about,
don't
brother.
Legs up, hose. And you won't die. You won't have to kill your babies, I guess, if that's the issue.
You're clearly a fucking idiot. These were two women, brother. These were two women that wanted to have children.
Brother.
They were both in the hospital to give birth to the children. They couldn't have the emergency procedure that they needed in order to terminate the pregnancy because of the laws you passed.
I'm not even going to entertain them.
They didn't. Yeah, I know you're not, because you don't want to live with the comfortable reality of the uncomfortable reality of this shit.
and you will change any story to fit your narrative. And then when the facts come out, you guys will never concede that you were ever wrong. It's all disingenuous bullshit. You guys want to cut off children's nuts, and we are done with it. We're going to take our country back.
Brother,
people are going to be.
Nobody is wanting to cut off children's nuts. You're a fucking lunatic.
Free labor. You guys are going to be free labor for when we fix our nation, what you have destroyed.
What I have destroyed. Yeah, trash man.
Murder.
No, I advocate for women not have to have a child that's going to live its short life in agony because you think you're morally superior. Because some law you wanted to pass to make yourself feel better. Brother, they redeemed hang up on you again. And once again, you're just not even having a conversation with me. You're a fucking moron. Oh, shit. I need to refill my drink. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll do some news. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's alright to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm JustinFREAKIN.
All we're establishing is this guy's wicked sick aesthetic.
Not high enough for this shit.
I guess I gotta thank Matt Walsh for introducing me to JustinFREAKIN.
Hey there, y'all. We're about to get stupid, locked into what that news be doing. Fu Manchu and a slick bandana, colder than ice, smoother than Santana. Audio, video, chat and calls. Right wing nut jobs haunt the halls. What you wanna watch? Hey, what you think? And there's only one choice. It's JustinFREAKIN.
The guy's, he's a formidable voice in the call.
Light one up and tip one back. It's a right to be high. Let's grab a snack. It's fucking news, quit panic, attack, and play your cards right and get a titty slap. Jump in Discords, have some fun. The man will talk to everyone. Get high and try to debate. When shit pops off, chat thinks it's great. What do you think you're doing? Join the troll patrol. Wherever discourse is brewing, he gives it that southern drawl.
So let's go ahead and bring in Justin. Hey Justin, how's it going, brother?
First of all, I want to say you're poser South. I'm in Alabama. I'm the real South.
Okay, all right. So why don't you tell us what it takes to be a man?
Well, I don't know. I'm in Alabama and I'll fuck a man in a dress. Why won't you fuck a man in a dress? Are you that insecure that you won't fuck a man in a dress?
That's fantastic. So you're okay with that, right?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Right-wingers are morons.
Light one hit and hit one back. One more click before we hit the set. Set an alert when that shit goes live. Social fucking support and hit subscribe. Light one up and take a hit. He does no harm, but he takes no shit. He's the last one standing when the ship is sinking. Let's take another rip for JustinFREAKIN.
Light one up, tip one back. I'm JustinFREAKIN.
Not high enough for this shit.
Dylan, my man. The shit libs always reveal themselves as the evil they are. That's a weird thing to say when the last thing that motherfucker said to me was like he was gonna cut my throat. Like, you're all fucking violent idiots. Silent leftist, welcome in, friends. Anybody else I missed? Leslie, I approved your message. I don't particularly want to... Cylon, welcome in. Hi all, I bet he believes that if you put sneakers on your head, will make him think faster. I don't like to talk about people's teeth, mainly because I'm from Appalachia and access to dentists is hard, especially millennials. Dentistry is very fucking expensive. I even had good insurance in 2016 and couldn't get the dental work I needed, so I'm missing a front tooth myself because my best friend knocked it out when I was 19. and they told me that the crown and post was going to fall out. So, hey, I'm not going to hold teeth against anybody or try to put them down for their teeth because shit, I need dental work done. We all need dental work, and that's why I push for universal health care for everybody. See, unlike our friend that we just debated, I actually give a shit about him, and I want him to have a better life. I want to institute policies that help everybody. I don't give a shit about trying to control women through abortion. I want all of us to have access to health care so he and I can get our teeth fixed. Dylan, I am advocating for women being able to make their own choices. I don't think a woman's body is any business of mine. I don't think I have control over it. And I especially don't think the state can tell her what she can and cannot do with her body. And I think we need laws that are in place that allow women to, once again, men knock women up to keep them in abusive relationships as a form of control. I want women to be able to have the ability to get out of those relationships. I want women to be able to have the fucking accidents happen. I think it's evil to want to bring more unwanted children into the world. You want to force people to have unwanted children. I can't think of anything worse than that. I think that we should make it, if you care about birth rates, then you should be working to make this a more hospitable place to have a child. Higher wages, better access to health care. Once again, I brought up infant mortality. But you guys just want to feel morally superior. You think it's a winning argument. Oh, the left kills babies because you're intellectually dishonest. You haven't looked at it from all the different aspects that, you know, women should have control of their own bodies, that women shouldn't be forced to go through a pregnancy that they don't want, and that they should have the right to end a pregnancy should there be complications. Okay, cool. You want to force women to have children that they don't want, and I think that's evil. You can never convince me that it is not better for the child to have not been born than to be born in adverse circumstances. And that's a matter of morality. Two people are never going to agree on that one. Your religion may dictate to you that you have a different morality than mine. That's why it's so important that we don't let religious fanatics like the dipshit that was in the Discord with me make the laws. We need to live in a secular society where we logically make laws that protect everybody and everybody's interests. If you don't like abortion, don't fucking get one. Mind your own business. The head of the CIA traveled to Russia, apparently asking Russia not to share intel with Iran.
Welcome back. We are learning new details about the potential purpose of CIA Director John Ratcliffe's secret trip to Moscow earlier this week. A U.S. official and an advisor to the Kremlin telling NBC News Director Ratcliffe met with Russia's top spy chief to ask that Moscow not share intelligence with Iran. Additionally, the Wall Street Journal, citing people briefed on the visit, reports Director Ratcliffe used the visit to deliver a warning to Russia not to attack NATO countries. NBC News has not confirmed that reporting, but both Washington and Moscow have been downplaying the visit. Yesterday, President Trump called the meeting semi-routine. Russia's director of the Foreign Intelligence Service similarly calling it,
"It is not routine for our CIA director to secretly go to Russia."
A routine professional engagement. Today, President Trump was pressed about concerns Russian President Putin could attack a NATO country.
Has Vladimir Putin agreed or committed to not attacking a NATO territory?
I've had good talks with him. He's not going to be attacking a NATO territory.
Did Ratcliffe deliver a warning to Russia not to attack NATO territory during his...
Well, I don't want to comment on that, but they're not going to attack.
It comes amid renewed scrutiny about a munitions shortage facing the U.S. military due to the ongoing war against Iran, which will hit the 6-month mark tomorrow. Joining me now is NBC News senior national security correspondent Courtney Cubie. Court, thanks so much for being here. So tell us a little bit more about your reporting. What else was discussed in that meeting in Moscow?
Yeah, so this is reporting from our colleague Keir Simmons and myself and others. In fact, when John Ratcliffe, the CIA director, there were a number of different issues that they discussed, according to the officials who we spoke with. But one of them was Iran. And in fact, John Ratcliffe, the CIA director, specifically asked his essentially Russian counterpart, Sergei Naryshkin, for Russia to stop sharing intelligence with Iran that could be used against the U.S. in this ongoing conflict there, and could also theoretically be used against commercial shipping and against U.S. allies.
Russia and Iran are allies.
They said that they are not sharing intelligence, but acknowledge that there is a partnership between those two countries. But again, Kristen, that was not the only topic. The officials who we spoke with said that there were a number of different topics that were discussed in this. But as you said, President Trump has said, look, this was a semi-routine visit that they had. Kristen, the reality is John Ratcliffe this is, as far as we know, his first visit to Russia as the CIA director. And it is the most senior Trump administration official to visit that country, again, as far as we know, during this administration.
Well, it's great reporting, Court, from you and the team. I want to ask you about something you and I have spent a lot of time discussing. Tomorrow marks the 6-month mark since...
Brother, innocent little baby. Babies have been born. We're talking about a fetus. We're talking about the termination of the gestation period. No baby was hurt. Nobody with feelings. No pain was felt. No memories lost. I wish you people cared as much about living children as you did about the theoretical children in other women's wombs. Seriously. Again, the infant mortality rate, especially in the South in this country, is appalling. So once you guys do something about that, come back to me and we'll have a discussion about abortion. But you don't give a shit. Yeah, you can tell yourself all day long you won that debate. I would go back and watch it and see how fucking stupid you looked. Oh, shit. And since we still got our Christian nationalist boy in here, let me show you what a Christian nationalist looks like. These are the people calling themselves Christian nationalists. Senate candidate in Georgia, now condemning one of his own staffers' posts because the staffer was in the KKK.
Well, now to this. The U.S. Senate candidate Mike Collins is condemning a social media post from a man the Washington Post describes as a former staffer. Collins calling this post vile and unhinged. 11 Live's Doug Richards takes a look at how some Republicans are viewing the latest campaign wrinkle.
This uncomfortable moment for Mike Collins mimics some others that the U.S. Senate candidate has had to address. The Washington Post searched the social media of a one-time Mike Collins campaign operative named Preston Para. The newspaper uncovered a photo it says Para posted of himself in what appears to be Ku Klux Klan attire. There's another post reportedly from Para using a slang word, twink, to create a Nazi-style swastika. A Collins spokesperson tells us Preston Para has no affiliation with Mike Collins' office or campaign. The posts are vile, completely unhinged, and Mike Collins unequivocally condemns them.
I don't associate with those type of people, white supremacists, anti-Semites. Apparently, Collins does.
Bullshit.
Republican activist Debbie Dooley says it's deeply troubling.
With Mike Collins, he, it's a pattern of people that he has around him.
Though Collins' campaign says it has no ties with Para, Federal Election Commission documents show that Preston Para got paid $5,000 last year by Collins' Political Action Committee for fundraising consulting. In recent weeks, Collins has also addressed anti-Semitic and white nationalist posts by his son-in-law, David Allen Scheer. Collins also condemned them.
Clearly this racist piece of shit.
At a morning event in Macon, his Democratic opponent, Senator John Ossoff, also denounced it.
Disgraceful.
Very much so.
Disgraceful and disqualifying.
Dooley says Collins' association with extremists may hurt other Georgia Republicans.
I'm afraid that the impact of Mike Collins on the ticket may end up hurting them.
Polls have indicated
I don't know. It's Georgia. It could end up helping them.
Collins lagging behind John Ossoff in the U.S. Senate race before this latest hiccup. In Alpharetta, Doug Richards, 11 Alive News.
The apple does not fall far from the tree, indeed. One of two people in Pennsylvania who died after contracting measles was an infant. I actually don't have any right now. I might be able to scrape up a bowl here momentarily. One of two people in Pennsylvania who died after contracting the measles was an infant, according to information released by the state health department and Lancaster County Coroner's Office. Now, our idiots in the chat, they aren't going to give a shit that an actual infant died, thanks to the policy of idiot anti-vaxxers. Few other details were provided by either agency about the individuals other than they were from Lancaster County, the center of one of the largest measles outbreaks in the nation. On Wednesday, the coroner's office said it was reviewing the death of a newborn, a procedure that was confirmed by the state health department in a statement to reporters. Health officials would not provide any further information, citing patient confidentiality. You guys don't give a shit about actual babies, though. Infants die from preventable disease. You guys don't give a shit. You want to, force women to be your brood mares. That's all you care about. Abortion is objectively good. Sorry, pal. Our resident snort coke off a toilet seat, Kennedy, gonna comment on the measles outbreak.
You know, I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats.
That baby died because idiots like you didn't get it vaccinated.
Next question.
Yeah, Mitch Perry, Florida Phoenix. Secretary Kennedy, wanted to ask you, public health crisis we've got with measles going on in the country right now. 2 people died yesterday in Pennsylvania. Governor Shapiro from Pennsylvania made some comments yesterday, said the actions, your actions, the rhetoric coming from the administration are having a negative impact on communities across America, particularly in Pennsylvania. He says, at least visit parents in a position where it's harder for us to do our jobs to protect our children. Comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of comments on that. One is that we're trying to get information about those 2 casualties. According to a statement that was released by the Lancaster County Commissioner today, they cannot find any measles deaths in Lancaster County. And they complained that the governor will not give them that information. The CDC tried to get that information from the governor yesterday, and the state is refusing to cooperate. We're doing a better job than any country in the world at controlling the measles outbreak. This is a worldwide epidemic, and it's happening because of the lockdowns, because many kids did not get vaccinated during the lockdowns. And then you had a dramatic...
Wait, we're blaming COVID for this?
In the regulatory agencies during the COVID period because of government overreaching, because of the gaslighting and the manipulation. So even in my discussion with Governor Shapiro yesterday, and he said to me, well, we've seen this big drop in vaccination rates in the state from 97 to 92.3. He admitted on the phone that it all happened during the Biden administration. Since I've been in office, since President Trump's been in office,
what?
There's been a 0.1%
Come on, man.
We are actually restoring faith in the public health agency, so people will take our advice. And our advice is that people should get the measles vaccination. There are certain communities and certain religious communities that won't do that, and we want to take care of those kids as well. So,
Well, that means, okay, if you want to give religious exemptions, you need what's called herd immunity. I know we haven't talked about that in a long time. So that means other people need to take the vaccine in order to protect those that can't take it. That's the people I'm worried about, not so much the people that don't want to take it for religious reasons. I don't give a shit.
Mexico has 11 times the amount of measles cases as we do. Canada has 4 times the amount of measles cases. Britain has 2 times. We've done it every place there's been a measles outbreak. I've sent the CDC in to cooperate with the state health agencies, and we've brought it to an end overnight. And the only state that won't cooperate with us is Pennsylvania, and we can't get any information. The press is all covering this as if those measles deaths actually happened, but nobody's doing the little bit of critical inquiry to find out. We're trying to figure out whether, who those deaths were and whether they actually happened.
So maybe he didn't know. Remember, he tried to blame this on Biden. It was an infant that died. An infant would have been born during the Trump administration.
And then we can't figure that out yet.
Brother, why would I debate you? You don't know anything. You don't have an argument against the vaccine. I actually very much dislike Big Pharma. I don't think Big Pharma should be a thing. I think we should nationalize healthcare so there's not Big Pharma, you fucking idiot. RFK Jr. Had said in testimony in front of Congress that his trip to Samoa had nothing to do with vaccines, and apparently that was a lie.
My purpose in going down there had nothing to do with vaccines.
The Associated Press and The Guardian have obtained documents that contradict statements that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. made during 2 congressional hearings in January 2025. Kennedy was seeking confirmation to his role as the head of the Department of Health and Human Services. He repeatedly told senators that a trip he took to Samoa in 2019 before a deadly measles outbreak had nothing to do with vaccines.
Did it have anything to do with vaccines?
Oh, it did not. I went there, nothing to do with vaccines.
But a letter from Kennedy to Samoa's then Prime Minister months ahead of the visit contradicts that. The January 2019 letter uses the words vaccine or vaccination 8 times. Kennedy told the Prime Minister he thought 2 deaths of young children in Samoa the previous year might have resulted from a vaccine manufacturing issue. He said he wanted his team to investigate, quote, what happened with your MMR vaccines. The Prime Minister responded, agreeing to the plan and inviting him to come. Kennedy visited in late May 2019. Public health experts in Samoa have said their efforts to address a later measles outbreak were hampered by anti-vaccine activists, some of whom they claim were emboldened by Kennedy's visit. Knowingly giving false testimony to Congress is a crime, but it's rarely prosecuted. Still, the case is likely to raise questions about Kennedy's integrity, especially
what integrity?
Already accused him of breaking promises about how he would handle vaccine policy in office.
Kennedy's integrity.
An HHS spokesperson denied that Kennedy's visit was related to vaccines.
Kennedy's integrity.
You know, I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats.
Eats roadkill. Picks up snakes with his bare hands. Oh. And I just want to point out the dude, like, calling me evil is also like, you will not be spared in the Crusades. Fuck. We'll show you no mercy. Yeah, dude, you're the fucking Nazi, just like I knew you were. Oh God, I want to live in a multicultural society where you have all the same rights as everybody else, and I want to help you get health care and higher wages and shit, and you're out here like, I want to kill you because I misunderstand abortion. Yeah, the Crusades were objectively bad and evil. The word of the day is objectively. I love that his notion is that it can't be objective if people disagree. Like, oh, it can't be objective if people disagree with this. No, that's not the definition of objective. There are objective facts. Teaching children to read, objective fact. Or teaching children to read being good is an objective fact. What do you say, an MK Ultra kid or something? What the fuck does that even mean? Okay, we covered the man in Houston about a month and a half ago at this point, that was shot by ICE. One of the men that was in the van with him, Daniel Torado Pantoja, has been reunited with his family after release from ICE detention. By the way, completely innocent, did nothing wrong, has been in ICE detention for like a month and a half now. Daniel Torado Pantoja is back with his family after being released from Immigration and Customs Enforcement custody, but his legal battle is far from over. The League of United Latin American Citizens, known as the LULAC, shared a statement from Torado Pantoja's family following his release. Family says they waited 51 days for the moment, over 2.5 months, or over in a month and a half. While our hearts remain full today, they remain heavy for Lorenzo Salgado Arejo and his family. In the first moments back in society, Torado Pantoja was seen wearing a face mask, t-shirt, and sweatpants while carrying a plastic bag, reunited once again with his family and dog. I thought there was a picture there, but apparently it don't show up. In July, Torado Pantoja was one of 3 men inside a van with Lorenzo Salgado Arejo when Salgado Arejo was allegedly shot and killed by an immigration agent on Canal Street. Since then, Torado Pantoja is one of 2 men released from ICE custody. Victor Salgado Arejo, the brother of Lorenzo, remains in custody. Despite his release, Pantoja's attorney says ICE still intends to deport him. He has an immigration hearing scheduled in the coming weeks. He was here legally. Immigration attorney Carrie Doyle spoke about what her client will need going forward. He's going to need all his family and support, and I'm hopeful that we are going to be able to access some professional support as well, because he has been through such trauma, and he's a hardworking family man. He just really wanted to be there for his family, and somehow he's been thrown into this terrible situation. Torado Pantoja was among more than 65,000 people detained by ICE in July. Reports show that 70% of those detained did not have a previous criminal record beyond entering the country without legal status. Now, anybody in the chat that claims to worship Jesus, whose side do you think Jesus would be on? ICE or the hardworking immigrant doing some construction, had no criminal background at all? Whose side do you think Jesus would be on? Texas refusing to extradite an ICE agent wanted in Minnesota. He's apparently been released from custody. You think Jesus, who was killed by the state, would be on ICE's side? You're a fucking idiot. God damn, you don't follow the Bible, you moron. God bless ICE. ICE has illegally detained thousands of people. Again, Jesus said, care for the poor, the incarcerated, the sick. Instead, you dumbasses are wanting to do the bidding of the billionaire pedophiles that run our government. You're not moral. You're a horrible person.
Weighing in after a judge in Texas denied Minnesota a temporary restraining order to keep Christian Castro in custody.
Castro is the ICE agent charged in a Minneapolis shooting during Operation Metro Surge. Mike Manzoni joining us live from Minneapolis right now. And so, Mike, what did Moriarty have to say?
Well, Kelsey and Randy, this is, of course, a major setback for her office as well as the Attorney General's office. This ruling a setback for their efforts to try to force that ICE agent to return to Minnesota to face several charges. Minnesota had tried to block a sheriff down in Texas from releasing ICE agent Christian Castro from jail. He's set to get out tomorrow. He had been held there since June on the state's warrant on those charges, but he can only be held for 90 days. Today is is day 89. So that is why this is an urgent situation. This all stems from an incident, as you mentioned, back in January during Operation Metro Surge here in Minneapolis. Prosecutors say that Castro fired into a home and then lied about what happened. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty had some strong words for Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
I want to be very clear about what's happening here. Castro is a fugitive from Minnesota. According to the federal government, he lied. He lied about what happened that night on January 14th. In fact, if you'll recall, the federal government, the U.S. Attorney's Office, had filed serious charges against Julio Sosa Solis and another man. They were forced to dismiss those charges, and they acknowledged that Castro lied. As what we've been told is that Castro is also currently under investigation by the federal government. This is the person Governor Abbott is harboring in Texas and refusing to return to Minnesota to face charges.
Now, prosecutors fear that if Castro ends up getting out of a Texas jail tomorrow, he could end up heading to Mexico, where they say he has ties. He has a girlfriend there, and apparently in jailhouse phone calls had discussed buying some property there. At that point, Moriarty says that getting him back to Minnesota will be even more difficult because it will involve federal authorities at that point. We're live in Minneapolis. Mike Manzoni, Fox 9.
I love he keeps talking about Jesus, but the entire conversation I had with him was about how he doesn't follow Jesus' word. And his argument was that I'm not interpreting the Bible right because I'm not a Christian, but I'm literally reading the red letters to him out of the Bible. Fucking morons. Dumbest fucks walking the planet. You know, leftist, I would follow you. You're my new... I am devoting my life to my Lord and Savior, Leftist Corporation. Praise be to leftist. Dude out here praising ICE. ICE clearly firing into people's houses with reckless disregard. They're murdering citizens in the street. And now an ICE detainment is probably going to cause a man's fiance to lose her foot. But yeah, you guys are the moral ones.
The local man is frantically trying to get his fiancée released from ICE detention. He says she's in desperate need of medical treatment.
And now it is News Reporter Leanne Suter joins us now with a story you'll only see here on Eyewitness News. Leanne.
David and Giovanna, Christian Diaz says that his fiancée is fighting for her life on two fronts. On one, she is applying for asylum from El Salvador after her family was targeted by the Salvadoran government, and now also needing medical treatment for wounds and a broken foot after being detained by ICE.
A time where we were both happy.
Christian Diaz remembers the good times with his fiancée, Carla Godoy, before she was detained by ICE.
We were planning to get married and just start our life, you know, and to see that all that crashing down, it's a nightmare.
A nightmare that won't end, Diaz says, as he fights for Carla's release and, more importantly, her health. These are photos of the 24-year-old's injured leg, wounds exacerbated by a combination of her diabetes and a fractured foot, which Diaz says hasn't been treated in 8 months.
She doesn't even get a cast, you know, so it's just unbelievable what I'm seeing, what I have to see her go through. If she doesn't get surgery on her foot, it's going to get to a point where...
This is just like the abortion issue. The dipshits in our chat willingly go along with this shit. They fucking love it. They vote for it. They don't give a shit about the harm that they cause actual people. They care about it when it happens to them. Oh, how many times have I played a right winger like, oh, I didn't think they were going to deport my fiance. Didn't think they were going to deport my wife. Every fucking time. Like, you guys inflict so much pain on everyone with your dumbassery. the fuck is wrong with you? And then you start yelling about Jesus and how you're morally superior. Fuck.
It's just unbelievable what I'm seeing, what I have to see her go through. If she doesn't get surgery on her foot, it's gonna get to a point where it'll have to get amputated.
He says his vivacious fiancée is now in a wheelchair, unable to walk. She's being held at the ICE facility in Tacoma, Washington, after being detained in November of last year during her immigration appointment in Los Angeles.
Her immigration appointment, which means she was following the rules. She was going to her court appointments. That's who ICE is picking up, people doing everything legally. Fuck you people.
From El Salvador, Carla came to LA in August of 2024 on a tourist visa, then applied for asylum for political persecution.
A couple months later, we found out that she had an Interpol red alert, which is clearly politically motivated. Her dad used to be the attorney for Nayib Bukele.
Carla leaving the country before the controversial president of El Salvador had her father and mother imprisoned on claims of fraud after her father discovered discrepancies in a case.
Her fear is that if she's deported, that she'll be tortured, sexually assaulted, possibly even killed.
Attorneys are now appealing Carla's deportation and fighting to get her released for surgery on her foot. Diaz says the facility has been treating Carla's wounds and giving her pain medication, but has not done anything for the fracture. We reached out to the Department of Homeland Security and are waiting to hear back. Leanne Suter, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Fucking Nazi shit is what that is. That's what Christian nationalism gets you. Now, here's your feel-good story for the day. Well, not so much feel-good. We might have to raise some money for this guy, get him out of jail. After all of the bullshit that I've shown you guys, you might wonder why someone would take a guillotine to the Capitol. Perhaps we all need to join in and take a guillotine to the Capitol.
First up, a San Diego man is now facing charges connected to having a guillotine in his pickup truck. He drove it across the country to Washington, D.C., where he was then arrested. The man is now charged with carrying a dangerous weapon. Tonight, in an NBC 7 exclusive, Dave Summers speaks with the suspect's father about his son's bizarre protest.
I built a guillotine. I'm going to drive this.
Wait, bizarre protest? Have we not read history? This is actually the solution to all our problems. The French have this thing called Bastille Day. Look that one up.
Past.
I built a guillotine. I'm going to drive this to Washington, D.C.
If it was a revolution Phylon Lee was looking for, an arrest is what he found. His intentions were announced on social media well before he made the trip. His father, Hui, is just hearing about it from us.
Yeah, I mean, what exactly did they... Maybe the blade... Possibly, maybe if it didn't have the blade on it, because, seems like it's just a form of protest. It seems like this would be against the First Amendment to arrest the man.
It from us.
Did you hear about this?
No, I already told him. That's stupid.
Phylon built the 10-foot guillotine in his father's backyard, which is situated in this affluent neighborhood of Carlsbad. Hui says it took his son 3 months and a lot of his spare time.
Did he want to cause harm to someone?
No, not really cause harm. He was thinking, to demonstrate he's upset. A mannequin, somebody who he thinks like a dirty politician. He'll put the name on, on the mannequin and then probably try to video and send to his dumb friends.
Phylon is a tattoo artist by trade. For a time, he worked at Berserker Tattoo Studio in Julian. The owner of the shop turned down an on-camera interview, but says he knew Phylon and that Phylon worked here as a guest artist. That most of his clientele actually came from Carlsbad. Some time ago, the two had a falling out over his alleged drug use, but his political views were never spoken here. Social media appears to be where Lee found his voice and audience.
There's a bunch of unelected officials making all the decisions of this place, and
getting us involved in international conflicts and forever wars.
Lee says his son loaded the guillotine into his black Toyota Tacoma over a week ago and said he was heading to Colorado Springs without any more explanation. Tuesday, D.C. police say Lee was parked in front of the Library of Congress on East Capitol Street South in a permit-only zone. According to the...
Wait a minute, they get him on a parking violation? No way. No way.
Congress on East Capitol Street South in a permit-only zone. According to the police report, Lee told officers he wasn't there for a specific reason or there for a specific member of Congress. Lee was arrested. His vehicle and guillotine were impounded.
For him, it's a joke. He tend to like do it without consider the could be serious thing. But he really meant no harm to anyone.
Hui says Phelan grew up politically conservative, but was disappointed with his circumstances. He has strong feelings about the current state of the economy and the U.S. war with Iran.
Affordability, we are okay, but he's not. So he feel with the poor, and he feel that the administration is not doing what they promised to do.
Court records indicate Lee is facing a misdemeanor charge of carrying a dangerous weapon outside a home or public building. He pleaded not guilty Wednesday morning at his arraignment and given pretrial release.
He's a diabetic. He's type 1. So everything has to be right with him, his medication, everything. I think the thing that I don't know is, what did he say? Who he intend to do with that?
Phelan may have answered that question before he left.
I'd like to make things very clear. I harbor no ill will or intentions of violence towards anyone.
The image, however, may not be his best defense. Dave Summers, NBC 7.
Again, I'm just going to say it. That's the answer to most of our problems. Maybe not all of them. Most of them. He literally constructed it. Things just aren't going to get better until, and it's the billionaires. I know idiots in the chat are like, I want to put you in the guillotine because you abort babies. It's the billionaires that are fucking everything up.
Abortion doctor curb stomp him into the ground. We'll take the Secretary of the Treasury and the Chairman of the Fed and let all 300 million citizens gang rape them till they're dead. And when every man, woman, and child has finished running.
Man, looks like Lutnick, doesn't it? Literally looks like Howard Lutnick.
Train. We'll rest for a couple hundred years before we have to do it again. It's time for guillotines. It's time to raise the boards.
Lost my 14 cents on YouTube by playing that. Comedy Central going to copyright claim it. It was worth it. It was worth it. I can do the whitest kids you know when I do the Pledge of Allegiance. It does not get me copyright claimed. I can do it anytime. But the High in Church skit is from Comedy Central, and Paramount or CBS, whoever owns it now, claims it. Park course over on YouTube? Well, that was odd. We're getting in the crime section of the show, which, I mean, we kind of already were. The crime not attached to the politics. Lindsay, Clancy, jurors go home after about an hour of deliberation.
12:30 this afternoon. So they were deliberating for about 3.5 hours before they were excused for the day a short time ago. And
3.5 hours
in the morning.
This is a prosecution that has ripped the soul out of this girl.
This is what they had.
Lindsay Clancy's attorney held up a photo of her family and then showed the jury a picture of her in the hospital after her children were found strangled to death in their Duxbury home in 2023. The reason, he argued?
Because of the damn medicine and the lousy medical care that she got.
The case is now in the hands of jurors who will decide if she's criminally responsible in the deaths of her children, Cora, Dawson, and Callan, or if her defense attorney made a compelling argument that she was experiencing postpartum psychosis. Prosecutors do not dispute that she was suffering from mental illness.
That's not the issue in this trial. The issue is whether, at the time she killed Cora, Dawson, and Callan, she knew the difference between right and wrong.
Clancy at times appeared to wipe tears from her eyes today, but otherwise was stoic as the prosecution and defense made their final arguments to jurors.
This young lady is not guilty of the killing of her children because she was suffering from a disease and defect, as His Honor instructed you.
She left them discarded on the basement floor like broken toys because she was done playing the game.
And then ran and threw herself out a window.
She is guilty.
So a total of 12 jurors are now deliberating, 9 women and 3 men, and there are 6 alternate jurors. We're live in Plymouth. John Atwater, WCVB News Center 5.
John, thank you for that. For postpartum support, call the number on your screen. The National Suicide Crisis Lifeline is also available 24/7, 365 by calling 988. And as
Well, hey, Average. Funny you should mention that. Loose Change was one of the movies that got me into politics when I was younger. Then I went back to college at the end of the 2000s and I got a degree in philosophy, and I had to scrutinize all of my previous beliefs. I was absolutely a 9/11 truther. One of the things that proves that 9/11 couldn't have possibly been an inside job is the fact that you can't get like 5 people to keep their mouths shut on a work project. The amount of people that it would take to pull off a conspiracy of that magnitude is insane, and none of them are talking, none of them are saying anything. No, the idea that it was incompetence on the Bush administration, incompetence, arrogance probably as well. I mean, I can show you the video of the planes. I can show you the FBI knew the movements of all the hijackers, knew the exact locations of the planes and shit. Like, you've got to make a lot of fucking leaps in order to believe the 9/11 conspiracy theory. What actually happened was that the Bush administration was probably way too cozy with Saudi Arabia, and they really wanted to cover up their connections between them and the Saudi royal family, which actually did attack us on 9/11. And that secrecy is part of what led to the idea of conspiracy. Them trying to cover their ass and their connections to the Saudis. Brother, that was 2001. You go back and look at CGI in 2001. That's fucking hilarious. I love the look on his face in the classroom when he's told, because he absolutely has that oh fucking shit look. You can tell that is a man whose entire world came crashing down. I mean, he was in a classroom when it happened. I don't understand this idea of like, you don't have to reach for conspiracies. I think it's because people genuinely want to believe that someone's in control, even if the people in control are evil. It's hard to stomach that we live in a society where people are acting on their own selfish interests within a system that gives you perverse incentive structures, and there's not actually anybody in control. There's not anybody that's gonna dole out justice or fairness. I'm sure you believe the government are real human beings and not reptilians. Well, I've met 2 presidents. I've met Mitch McConnell. I've met Manchin. These are senators that no longer serving. Rockefeller's dead. I met Rockefeller. Bunning's dead now. I've met all these people. So Mitch McConnell's probably a lizard person. All the rest of them, they're real people. Hillary Clinton might be a lizard person. I'll concede on that one.
Come on, man.
Father in Pennsylvania said his son was killed by Pennsylvania police. He's demanding answers. Said the police went to the wrong house.
My name is Glenn Fleischer. I'm the father of Glenwood Fleischer, who was shot and killed by the Upper Pottsgrove Police Department. Son was very passionate about the game of baseball. He was going to be a senior at St. Elizabeth's University, where he was just transferring into. He was supposed to report there Sunday afternoon, and unfortunately we didn't make it that far. This is a tragedy to me, that a kid who had never been in trouble with the law, has never had an encounter other than a speeding ticket at 16 years old, that this would happen to him. How do we go, first of all, from the little bit I know, the kid
Yeah, I'm sure the cops aren't telling you shit.
was unarmed. He was not trying to break in nobody's home. You know, he was literally walking from one friend's to another and ended up at the wrong home. We do know, factual, that at 12:32 a.m., my son was on a FaceTime call with his friends that were coming to get him. And I'm going to say that went to probably at least 12:33. And we were told that my son was shot at 12:35. So what kind of encounter could have ensued? What kind of communication could that officer have given him? Like, it couldn't have happened in 2 minutes, you know? And my son is no longer with us, and we lost a great young man.
Can we get some outrage since it was a white kid? I do so many cop shootings on this show. Can we get some outrage since this was a white kid that got shot by the cops? I know I do this. It feels so weird to me. I'm going to give you guys, I just talked about a kid getting killed by the cops. I'm going to give you guys the warning. The next story involves an animal. Can't handle it. Come back in about 6 minutes. The Los Angeles Police Department has once again killed a dog.
Is over some breaking news for us. Word of a dog shot. Is that right, Stu?
Yes, and it's another one of those difficult stories, Marla. Good afternoon. It's happening out here in the South Los Angeles area. Now, officers from the LAPD were at this location somewhere between 111th and Town Avenue. We're showing you the wide shot right now, and thank goodness we cannot find the victim of that shooting, and that was that dog that we had mentioned. Now, when we say these things like officer-involved shooting and then a dog was shot, these are made. You know, it's all in the verbiage. It gets very, very difficult. We have no idea what the officers were doing here at the time of the shooting, and we also don't have any idea whose dog this was. Was this a family pet? Was this a rogue dog in the neighborhood? But I can tell you that we do have confirmation from the Los Angeles Police Department that officers were involved in an officer-involved shooting out here, and that a dog was struck. You can see some detectives right there walking around. around. We can tell you also that from what we know from doing so many crime scenes is when you see that red crime tape up, you see some right there, and then you see some collapsed nearby. This is going to be the area where that shooting happened. This is like a crime scene within a crime scene. LAPD's been using that tactic for a while. You know, you can see they have the yellow crime scene tape. That's what we usually see on the outer perimeters. I keep showing you right there. That's going to be Town Avenue. That one is going to be 111th Street and 111th Place. I'm going to have...
We apparently have an update. Yeah, we did the story of the dog that got shot, what was it, in June? The cutest fucking puppy you've ever seen. They were celebrating the Knicks winning the NBA Finals, that's what it's called. The NBA Championship. The cops were apparently responding to a domestic dispute in South LA.
He is over some breaking news.
Oh, that's the same video. I'm sorry. But we've got new details. An investigation was launched after a dog was shot shortly after LAPD responded to a domestic dispute. The LAPD officials said shortly after officers arrived at the scene, they were approached by multiple unrestrained and aggressive dogs in the street. The officer who was bitten was taken to an area hospital in stable condition. Fuck you. The dog was also taken to an LA Animal Service facility where they are getting treatment, so hopefully they didn't kill the dog. There might have been body camera footage. I don't know if it's been released. I don't know that I'd want to see it. I cried my eyes out. And I didn't even watch the whole video of the puppy that got shot celebrating the Knicks. It was in its cute little Knicks shirt and everything. It was the sweetest looking puppy I've ever seen in my life. Outrageous. An apparently very corrupt Chicago police officer is behind bars. Not for any of his corruption, apparently, despite the fact that he had the most misconduct complaints of any officer on CPD. It took assaulting his girlfriend to get him arrested.
Exposed Officer Joseph Vecchio is part of a group
probably still on the force
accused of unlawful traffic stops and searches in the near North and Gold Coast neighborhoods 2 years ago. Now he's in Cook County lockup, charged with a brutal attack. The night of August 18th, a woman scaled down her third-story O'Hare apartment balcony to find a neighbor and call police. Bleeding and bruised, she told investigators she was escaping her boyfriend, Officer Joseph Vecchio. Vecchio had punched and strangled her, kept her from leaving the apartment, and threatened to kill her by cracking her skull, according to court records. Now he's charged with a felony count of aggravated domestic battery. After viewing photos of the woman's injuries, a judge ordered Vecchio be held behind bars until trial, finding this CPD officer poses a real and present threat to community safety. Vecchio has been relieved of police powers but is still on the force, according to Chicago police.
He's got to pop out.
Of course.
First learned of Officer Vecchio's name investigating dozens of drivers who say they were unlawfully stopped and searched by the 1863 tactical team.
You better start listening. What do you mean I better start listening?
In lawsuits, drivers have accused the team of racial profiling and violating their constitutional rights. The city and officers have denied allegations of wrongdoing in court. Police records show in his 6 years working for CPD, Vecchio accumulated 76 complaints, including allegations of unjustified traffic stops, arrests, searches, and unprofessional conduct. More complaints than anyone else in the department, according to internal city records. Half revealed findings of misconduct, according to the city's police oversight body.
I am now calling the board's August meeting to order.
At a Chicago Police Board meeting last week, it was announced Vecchio is now facing termination.
The chief administrator recommended that police officers...
Now he's facing termination.
be discharged from the Chicago Police Department.
Board members recommended discipline against Vecchio in several cases, and in one, the police superintendent agreed Vecchio should be fired.
The superintendent agreed with the recommendation to discharge Officer Vecchio from the CPD.
Now, the I-Team found Vecchio has been named in 19 lawsuits filed against the city since 2024. He's also been twice accused of domestic violence. In addition to Vecchio, 4 other members of the 8-person 1863 unit were relieved of police powers after the I-Team's initial reporting.
So Markey now remains in jail until his trial.
He will be held behind bars as a threat to public safety, according to the judge.
1863? Isn't that like the year of the Civil War? Is that what it's referencing? Or was it 1864? Yeah, it's the start of the Civil War. Is that why they named it that? You guys have any, or is it like on the 18th and 64th Street, and that's why it's called that? It has nothing to do with the Civil War, and I'm reading too much into it. I type in 1863 unit, and I get all kinds of Civil War. Oh, that's their National Guard. I'm not seeing anything about the... Oh, there we go. 1863 Tactical Team. Why are they called that? Oh, it's the 18th district. Okay, so it is just the numbers, like the street number and the precinct number and shit. I was like a pre-Civil War unit? What in Chicago? After the last few stories I've done showing cop abuse and their misconduct, one might not have much sympathy for a cop that got stabbed in the neck.
Well, next up, we have a story of a man accused of stabbing a Gibsonburg police officer in the neck. We can now tell you the suspect has been arrested. You see him there on the screen. 25-year-old Scott Dodd has now been taken into custody. The arrest happened about a half-mile away in downtown Gibsonburg. The officer is said to be in stable condition. Our Aaron Sullivan has details on the incident and the ensuing manhunt. Aaron, good evening to you.
Good evening. Yeah, that arrest happened less than 2 hours ago. This came after the Ohio Attorney General's office issued a blue alert across the entire state earlier today. And that is typically triggered when an officer in Ohio is critically injured or they're killed. Now, we know that police arrested 25-year-old Scott Dodd, who Gibsonburg police say stabbed an officer in the neck. Now, video of that arrest shows Dodd on a stretcher being carried by police officers. The Sandusky County Sheriff says that there was an altercation between a police officer and Dodd at a downtown bank. This afternoon, tornado sirens were on in the area, alerting schools, businesses, and residents all to go into lockdown while police searched for this armed and dangerous suspect. Police say they took Dodd into custody in the northwest corner of the village.
This is not an everyday occurrence in Solon. It's very rare. And so when we're prepared for that, though. We train for that. So we're ready when somebody does something that brazen, in my opinion, stupid, that we're going to be on it.
Now, the injured officer, who's not been named yet, was taken to a Toledo area hospital where she underwent surgery. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation is leading the investigation.
He stabbed a woman cop in the neck.
Since it's considered an officer-involved shooting. Jay?
All right, Aaron Sullivan reporting live from the newsroom. Aaron, thank you.
So that actually started in Sandusky. I wasn't actually going to do this story, but since it started in Sandusky and it reminded me of it. Apparently an interesting twist Jerry Sandusky, the former football coach, to appear in Center County Court next month. One of his accusers apparently going to recant their testimony.
So new at 6, former Penn State football coach and convicted child sexual abuser Jerry Sandusky. So new at 6, former Penn State football coach and convicted child sexual abuser Jerry Sandusky is expected back in a Center County court next month. There will be an evidentiary hearing in connection with Sandusky's effort to challenge his 2012 conviction. Court documents show testimony from one of the victims is expected to be recanted. The 82-year-old is serving a 30 to 60-year prison sentence on 45 counts of child sexual abuse.
And one of his accusers wants to recant their statement. Interesting. Yeah, one of 45 isn't going to set him free. I did a story, I think it was last week. A man in Philadelphia was terrorizing people walking around on the streets. He had a Halloween mask on. The story was awesome because there was this black girl that apparently just kicked him right in the chest and told him to fuck off. So that was awesome. That dude is now in custody.
Man who's been terrorizing unsuspecting pedestrians in Center City while wearing a Chucky mask is now in custody. The manhunt for 22-year-old Zymir Hughes started a few weeks ago when the first attack was reported. U.S. Marshals found him in Las Vegas, Nevada, and took him into custody. Action News reporter Corey Davis is live in Center City to explain what he was doing out there and how they got him. Good morning, Corey.
Matt, good morning. So investigators are saying he doesn't even live in Philadelphia. We're being told that he was just here for several weeks. He has family in the city, but lives in Las Vegas where he was arrested. But while he was in Philadelphia, investigators say that's when he terrorized all of the people here in Center City. Then he caught a flight back home to Las Vegas.
But pretty much everything stopped for him once he left Philadelphia. Once he was on the news, he literally hunkered down for 5 days.
Usually you get into trouble in Philadelphia and then you leave and go west.
Investigators released this blurred photo of 22-year-old Zymir Hughes in cuffs after the U.S. Marshals captured him in Vegas yesterday. He's accused of making threats, chasing, and harassing at least 15 people during the early morning hours of August 12th near Philadelphia City Hall while wearing a Chucky-style Halloween mask. Some residents like Jamaica squared up and kicked him in the chest and has since become
she's awesome.
A sensation for her no-nonsense approach. Philadelphia police put out this mugshot and U.S. Marshals tracked his flights back to Vegas where they say he lives and monitored him for several days. They tell us Hughes was initially staying with a girlfriend but changed his location after his photo was released.
He actually tried to get out of the handcuffs and had to be subdued by deputy marshals. You can hide your face, but you can't hide from the elite investigators of the U.S. Marshal Service.
Elite.
So investigators telling us he is currently still locked up in Las Vegas and will be extradited back to Philadelphia where he will face several charges on that warrant that was out for his arrest. Those charges including aggravated assault, making terroristic threats, and reckless endangerment. Reporting live here in Center City, Corey Davis, Channel 6 Action News.
All right, Corey, thank you.
Okay, this is a story I've been fascinated by. If you've been with me the last couple of nights, you know I've been all about this story. I'm dying to know all of the lurid details. 49ers owner Jed York, at least a multimillionaire, maybe a billionaire, arrested in East Palestine, Ohio, in a trailer park trying to buy a prostitute for $140. We've got the body camera footage.
Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. don't move. Don't do anything. Unbuckle slowly. Slowly. Do it. Step out of the car. Put your hands on the car.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Spread your feet for me.
Can I ask what you're doing?
What are you doing here?
I'm just driving.
You meeting anybody?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Oh man. Okay. Don't move around. Hold on 1 second. Alright. You got anything on you I should know about?
No.
Alright, spread your feet again. Is this a rental car?
Yeah.
What are you doing in town? You from here?
Yeah.
Just grabbed his ass crack.
I live in Jordan.
Okay. You're just driving around East Palestine?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got the end as well. You got it.
This car.
To be fair, I'm not celebrating his arrest. I think prostitution should be illegal. I support sex workers, and I think the cops entrapped him. I'm fascinated by what he was doing in a trailer park in Ohio. The motherfucker has the money and the means to fly to goddamn Amsterdam and have like the best hookers in the business, but he went to a trailer park in Podunk, Ohio.
Oh, you want me to just take him to your car? Or no? Yeah. Okay. Going over here.
I love that he doesn't even know why he's being arrested here yet. Yeah, he could go to Reno. He could go to Vegas.
Awesome. I think that's it, right?
Should be.
Yeah. Sweet.
That one was easy.
Yeah, that was super easy despite doing a circle here.
You got more cash involved, dude. You got cash.
Yeah, he does. He's a real estate guy. He's got all the money. Wow. It's crazy the people that do this.
Right?
Like they could do whatever they want. Like they could do other things.
So I assume they know who he is now.
But it's wild. It's right here. He has 2 phones.
Alright, I'm gonna send a couple text messages. Tell me see which one goes off.
Did you just send them? Oh yeah, it's the news girl. Yeah. Yeah, okay, take that one. Chunky Newcastle.
Yeah. And can you take a picture of that?
Did you say honky Newcastle?
Or a picture, or just take a picture of your phone of that for me.
Okay.
So, hi, Mom.
Yep.
Alright, yeah, I sent you the money, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he was from Chicago, real estate, so, alright, brother.
Yeah, I don't know that they knew who he was just yet. They knew he was rich, but they didn't know how rich. Bugging shit. He is the owner of the San Francisco 49ers. It was a prostitution sting. They had set up the meet and everything. They didn't need a warrant. Oh, Krell, were you not here for this? This is multimillionaire, maybe even a billionaire. Went to East Palestine, Ohio, as podunk as you can. This is like as backwoods podunk as you can get, to a trailer park to hire a hooker for $140. fascinating to me. Here's a kitten that needed to be rescued from a freeway, and guess what? That motherfucking kitten wasn't happy about it.
We've all been there before. Upset after someone interrupts our sleep, which is what happened when this kitten was rescued from a barrier on a New York highway.
Yeah, that's where the train wreck was, what, 2-3 years ago?
Cat Kitten Solution was called when this kitten was spotted getting some beauty rest on the divider in the middle of Sunrise Highway by exit 46. Cats are known for being unbothered, but a kitten asleep in the middle of traffic is on a whole other level. Suffolk County Police Department briefly shut down traffic so John could make his way across the lanes to get to the feline.
It didn't seem like they knew how to handle him.
Thank you, you're good.
It showed just how feisty it could be.
Little bro was so mad.
Tantrum, the spicy kitten was put in a carrier and taken to safety. This is Inside Edition Digital.
It's so good.
We've all been there before. Upset after someone interrupts our sleep, which is what happened when this kitten was rescued from a barrier on a New York highway. John DeBacker from Long Island Cat Kitten Solution was called when this kitten was spotted getting some beauty rest on the divider in the middle of Sunrise Highway by exit 46. Cats are known for being unbothered, but a kitten asleep in the middle of traffic is on a whole other level. Suffolk County Police Department briefly shut down traffic so John could make his way across the lanes to get to the feline. And once it was grabbed...
Thank you, you're good.
It showed just how feisty it could be. After the tantrum, the spicy kitten was put in a carrier and taken to safety. This is Inside Edition Digital. Which is what happened when this kitten was rescued from a barrier.
I don't remember how I came across this person, but we're going to go visit them. Looks like they're reacting to a Dylan Burns clip.
Getting some beauty rest.
Let's go make a friend or an enemy, who knows? They might be a chud. I'm not responsible. I'm just dumping you guys in random places. So Twitch people, we're going to go visit Jordy Liebeck,
County Police Department
who is reacting to political clusterfucks. Let me know if he's cool or not.
Once it was grabbed.
If I should rate him again or not. Light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm JustinFREAKIN. It's a Thursday, isn't it? I'll see you Sunday night.
How feisty it could be.